really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm gonna say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is gonna stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm gonna guarantee that's what he's gonna say. Very interesting though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there too. A lot of times the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't be
I'm
a
already
quiz.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open,
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak, welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K, I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 14.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so imagine.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options for 12 and 1,400. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on a site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when people get to the turn and they win an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol,
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then we'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool
Filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What up? We're back. How y'all living? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a while since we've been on the streets. We were traveling last week for work. We're back. We're ready to go. We're ready to get our brain going. There's Crazysixes right there. What's up, buddy?
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
I was just saying I was out last week traveling. I've missed you, man. I haven't talked to you in a week. It's been like 2 years since I've gone a week without talking to you.
That is weird. I know. I was getting antsy. I was running these study sessions with the other guys, and I'm like, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? No toe. I gotta run this shit. And you're the only one as dedicated as I am with the study, and all the other guys are like, I'm dragging them in there. So
You complete me, my man. You complete me.
yes, sir. Welcome back, my dude. It's good to have you, and I'm excited to be here to get some more study in. And we got the D-Gens hanging out with us as well. What's up, boys?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. So yeah, how was your week?
Yeah, it was good. Did a bunch of training stuff. Didn't get to play any poker. I actually brought my laptop to play and then forgot the power plug. So there went that idea. And just had a week off, which I guess is sometimes good, right? Unplug. But it's good, too, that we do this on Saturday so I can get ready for the big Sunday tomorrow and not come in totally cold. You know what I mean?
Right. Are you grinding tonight?
I don't know yet. I mean, maybe.
Gotcha.
I kind of got that itch.
Yeah, I know you got a team toe study group after this. I may hang out a little bit if I get a little time. I may lurk and then jump in and say, no, 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 don't
There
do
you go.
that.
There you go. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll try to get in that a little bit as well. But yeah, what's up, boys? Oh, little something to add that I'll add in for everyone, all you guys enjoying the study streams, enjoying poker coaching. You got to check out these webinars. I checked out the one with Acevedo, and it's so technical and high level. It's really good. So for some of you guys even playing the smaller stakes, I would say start even just looking at that and listen to the way these guys think is really going to help you out a lot. I thought it was awesome. So the
Yeah,
webinar.
make sure you follow pokercoaching.com on Twitter and follow Jonathan Little himself. And they do these free webinars multiple times a week. And they're just putting free content out constantly, multiple times a week. So make sure you get on that. You know, it's just a great opportunity just to get better for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Whenever I get time, I'll check them out. I may not get there the whole time or stay the entire hour that they're hosted, but there's just so much good content in those. So, all right, you want to get right into it? I mean, I got some little time today, so probably got to like 2:15, 2:30 Eastern. So,
Yeah. Let's do it. Looks like always, there's a crap load of new quizzes on the site because they put out a bunch a week.
wait, we're already at 6:41. My goodness, it's a machine.
Yeah, man.
Oh God, look at the first one. I have to see the first one. Like,
$100
look at
live
the,
event.
no, but look at the opponent. Like, who else is gonna do that? Like, I love, like, if you go through Alex, like, inexperienced 1-3 live player, and then he's just got these notes 34, 28, 13.
Right.
So, yeah, I kind of want to see this. So, a mellow guy in his 40s. Let's see how a mellow guy in his 40s.
For the record, 30,
play.
34, 28, 13 really interests me as well because that is ridiculous numbers.
Oh, that's somebody getting after it, not missing a spot, you know. They wouldn't miss it, you know.
I think they're inventing a few spots.
That's me. I like that. I like that kind of HUD. That's the kind of shit I like to see. Maybe we look at that one, and it's online.
We're gonna do both. Let's do both of them. We got all day. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's start at the top then.
All right, cool.
The $100. Let's do it.
Oh, wait, quick before I hit the play, a couple shout outs. Ginger,
Oops.
Jeff Jam. Ginger, thank you for the 23-month resub. That is incredible.
It's incredible.
Show in there, Machinist Joe, Jeff Jam making the first one. Hold on, you're right on time. We are going for the first quiz. Cool. Let's go. Ready?
Yep. Yeah, 1 second. Drenning, Aztec. What's up, boys? Yes, I'm feeling a little bit better. I still have a little cough, but we good, boys. But yeah, let's good luck on your grinds today, and let's get after it, man. Let's get better.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Hey guys,
All right.
so we have a pretty complicated hand
super
for
low
you
again.
today. I usually stick to the fundamentals because it's really hard to find a complicated hand I really like or is something I'm looking for, but I found one that would be really indicative of something I want you guys doing. So in this hand, you're at a $100 live tournament. You have Ace of Hearts, 7 of Spades, and the big blind. The villain in the hijack has gone ahead and just min raise when stacks are pretty deep. He's a mellow guy in his mid 40s. Seems very kind. Just seems like a dad out there to play some cards. It has been very kind with every dealer. Seems to be known around the room. Just is a nice guy. The villain on the button goes ahead and calls. It's up to you in the big blind now. I'm gonna make my notes during this hand pretty minimal up until the very end because I'm really afraid I'll give away some of the future answers if I do that. So we'll just go part by part, and then at the end I'll break the whole thing down. Okay. So here, do you want to fold, call, raise to 1,000, or raise to 1,600?
Hey guys, is everyone getting an echo? Let me know if that's a problem for everybody, and I'll try and
So, I'm sorry it's kind of quiet, guys. I mean, the video, it's quiet for you too?
Oh,
Okay.
it's crazy quiet.
All right, that makes me, yeah. I mean, I pumped it up as loud as I could on my end and everything, so sorry about that. So, he didn't give much information other than a little player description about the villain opening here, which I thought was interesting. So he's given a couple different options: call, raise to 1, raise to 16. Um, hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Totally. Chef, I'm thinking about those bits. And Cap, what's the effective stacks? Rightfully 2 bazillion. Big blind is 200. Our stack is 24,000 and change. So yeah, we're super deep. And Melody just calling. I mean, I know what I'm generally doing here. Let me get the options up here. Bad boy out here saying call. Kept going 1600.
I've been doing a lot of studying on this spot this week.
Really?
Yeah, I've been going through big blind defense and going through a lot of stuff on that
Nice.
at different stack depths. So I think I feel pretty good about this one.
1600
Although
for Jeff
he
Gavin.
might go to an exploitative side. Let's see if what anybody else has to say. So we got a call, and it has to be a raise. A7 isn't good multi-way, so probably 1K. So here's the thing. I don't think we ever make it 1K. We're just going to be giving too good of a price to both opponents. And we're not only going to have to play it multi-way, we're going to be playing it multi-way out of a position a lot. If we think about the price we're going to give them, we're going to have 1 to 2,300, and he's got to call 6 into 2,300, so he's getting over 3.5 to 1, almost 4 to 1. So he can never fold. And this guy's getting a good enough price with his opening range, so we don't want to make it 1K. I think A7, the playability, post flop, because when we get called, it's going to suck, right? Because we're going to get called at least some frequency. Maybe making it 1,600 or calling. I'd probably just call.
I actually just call 2, but I can totally see going 16. Actually, if I'm going to squeeze this and we're this deep, I'd probably go bigger than
18.
16.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going 18 to 2K.
Yeah, me too. But I can definitely say that there is a crap ton of 1600s in my chat.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like, we get heads up versus this guy at 1,600 a line. Our C-bet take should work because this hand, although it has decent raw equity, it's not going to realize equity well at all.
Yeah, and out of position.
Any other way, and out of position multi-way. We're never thrilled if we hit an ace. We really don't make top pair too often, so it just becomes very tough.
Yeah. Cap, I agree. Going about 2K with the limper and all that is better. Ian's gonna nip fold. I just think you have to at least call.
You can never fold ever in a million.
6-1.
Look at this. I mean, you want to help these guys out real quick. For the people who ever say fold, you need 13% equity. You can give these guys the tightest ranges of all time. I mean, I probably should just try to run it real quick. But
are you bringing up Equilabs?
Yeah, were you doing it as well?
I was doing it while you were talking.
Dude, I mean, to get 13%, you just cannot fold here, man. Like an ace, I mean, or anything suited. So open raising chart, we're just gonna give these guys
randoms, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, we'll give them the opening chart. So we give them a MP3 open. This looks pretty straightforward, right? I'm sorry. Look, okay. Let's just say this is tight as hell. Okay. Good. Okay. Apply.
Hang on one
and
second.
Then you give the cutoff a range to just calls. So the cutoff. Trying to think how we do his range. We take out some of the shitty probably 3 bets. Let's just say this. Okay. Then he flats all this other shit at this stage. And then we give ourselves in the big blind ace 7. We need 13% equity versus these ranges, right? Here we go. Whoops. Just so you guys can see it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you, but you might have to make your screen a little. There you go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Cool.
We're all watching your stream right now.
All right.
It's
already climbing. Yeah, I mean, it's 3% complete, and it's just gonna, we'll see where it caps at. But this is just
mathematically, it's a giant mistake.
Yeah. I mean, you're just getting the correct price and pot odds that you only need to make your hand every so often, and it just becomes profitable.
This is where it just becomes math.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're ever questioning these spots when you're looking at your own hands, take this feature and we go back here in your poker tracker. You see the odds you have. Give your opponents their ranges that you think they're playing opening, even tighten them up in some cases, and then still see, what your hand is and what range you can call with, given the equity you have in the pot here. Or the pot
to kind of prove your point, bring up Equilabs again.
Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. It's still going.
That's
sure
cool.
it's fucking
When we
so
already saw you
fine.
got plenty of odds, right? You're at
It's-
18, you need 13, right? So stop
Yeah,
this for a
it's fine.
second and give yourself like a total trash hand. Give yourself like 7-2. I don't know if you're getting the right odds with 7-2, but we're going to
You're
find out
not.
closer.
Well, I mean, you may be getting the tricky part is you have to think about like the absolute junk because multi-way, like King 7's going to be getting
Are you calling with
a good
7-2
enough
suited in
price.
this spot?
Suited, yes, at this stack depth.
Cool. Put in
but at
7-2
the same
suited and run it
time,
and see if you're getting the right odds.
we're going to be calling with any suited hand.
Oh, I know. But I'm just trying to prove the point, like,
I mean, we hit
why we have to look. This snapped. This is better than the 87.
Well, you know why? Because we're not dominated as much.
And it's suited.
Both of our cards are live and suited versus these ranges.
Yeah. So it just goes to show you, 7-2 suited. This is a snappy call.
And then you think about a hand like King 5. That hand sucks ass multi-way. So for instance, King 5 here, you can almost just fold that, like compared
That's
to like
because
7.
even though you might be getting the right odds, you won't necessarily be able to realize your equity because you're out of position. So what that means is your opponents might be able to outplay you and get you to fold the best hand.
No matter
you
what,
don't get to realize it. Yeah.
What are you gonna do when they go 1, 2, 3 all in? 1, 2, 3 big bet, big bet, big bet. And you have King fucking 5, with just top pair. You're gonna fold 100%.
Yep.
And then we're just reverse implied odds a lot. So yeah, I'm sorry, but look, we kind of went off. We
went
kind of went off into a tangent, but we want to help you guys get better, and we want to reiterate some of the things ourselves to try to get better ourselves. So.
Not of that, but we missed studying together, so we went deep.
I know. I still studied this week, but it wasn't as good. I'll tell you that. Nobody debated me about like opens and c-bets, so it's kind of tough.
Babo says never raise their go all in before 3 or 4x. I mean, yeah, we're way too deep for that. But
so with that being said, does this make this more of a call because of the same kind of more of a race because of the same kind of concepts that apply with King 7?
Good point. To try and get yourself
heads up in a raised pot versus this guy where we're going to see bet fold. He's casually going to be opening pretty wide in this range. Mm-hmm. And our squeeze most likely gets a lot of this opponent's range to fold. I just hate this size.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, I was going to bring that point up into Labs and I kind of forgot. They said that dude was mellow, right? So if we raise, mellow dude a lot of the time is either going to just fold. And when they do call, they're going to, check fold flops unless they hit it for the most part. And so we could just, abuse them that way. I think we can potentially get a weak player out and then be heads up pretty easy. Or you can get heads up with a weak player, right?
So, let's do it, boys. We are going to, in game, I would just default call a lot because I would be concerned about playability versus some opponents. But if he thinks this guy's going to ever fold this, or he can just get him to fold post flop, it feels like Alex, when he makes these descriptions, I almost always want to go exploitative, what I think he's going to do exploitatively. So I level myself in these spots from my,
Yeah, I think I would call in game. I'm probably going to go 1,600 because most of my chat is at 1,600. We should have just says he wants to raise, but he doesn't raise enough. He may have picked
Ship,
the
what are
wrong
you doing
spot.
here?
I don't think raising here is necessarily a mistake. It's a joke. Kep says 7-2 suited is also easier to play post. 100% agree. Cyrus says call as well. Right. I got a few calls, but it looks like I got a ton of 1,600s. 1, 2.
Yeah, it's not a final table. It's early stages.
3.
It's early stages ships.
4.
What are you doing here, buddy?
2.
Call or raise? I know you're not doing this. You're not folding. So which of these two
4.
options?
I actually have a tie in my chat now. Oh,
Yeah.
now it's all gone over.
All right,
Matt-
we're calling. Let's
Matt
go.
says we're calling. All right, we're calling.
All right, Paul.
So here the proper move is to call, which we do. And on this flop, do you want to check? Do you want to bet 500? Do you want to bet 750? Or do you want to bet 1,000?
All right.
But there's no discussion here. So we all, I mean, I'm not going to say we all, but I'm pretty confident a lot of people in here are going to do the right thing.
Yeah, we just called here, right?
We just called. Yep.
So I think we don't have to go too deep, right? We're all checking to the aggressor and just
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I just don't have a leading range in a situation like this too often. That's not exploitative as hell, and then when we start exploiting, we can get counter exploited. But at the same time, I'm not leading here.
Yeah, I don't think very many people are. So let's check and see what happens.
Yep.
We should go ahead and check here. So we check. Everybody checks around. The turn is the 9 of hearts. Here, do you want to check? Do you want to bet 503? Do you want to bet 703? Or do you want to bet 903?
All right.
Now things get a little spicy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? What sizing do you like here on the turn? 1,500 in the pot. Does he want to go a third? Does he want to go half? Or does he want to use a big sizing? So this is just a sizing question. Which one do we like?
Kev says defaulted to check, but Alex is probably going to donk lead, so 750 or 703 he means. 703, 703, 503 for Cyrus, 703 for the wall. Quarter pot, see where you're at, says Bad Boy. Everyone's betting. So I got a bunch of 703s and a 503. For me, definitely betting.
Yep.
Because I want to get value from hands, and I think sometimes pairs like 8s and 7s and things might check this card back. Sometimes I'm trying to get the showdown. We can get value from those hands. So I'm wondering if 903 I think is too much. I'm wondering about 703 or 503. I'd probably go alley-oop. So 503? I think I'd probably go 503.
Yeah, I'm thinking 503. I think I'm kind of leaning towards just a small bet here. Of course, they'll occasionally have some 9s in their range. We have more 9s than they have in their range. I'm not worried about getting raised here. I do want to make sure I get value from a lot of the under pairs and things like that. And when we go 903, into these two guys from the blinds, I think we just condense their range and they even start folding hands like pocket 4s, stuff like that, pocket 5s, where they may like to just call one with those hands for such a small size. So I don't know. I think we can keep in some more hands.
Do we fold out more hands by going 703, or do they still come along? Because that's the big question, right?
Right.
So, like, flush draws coming along no matter what. Pocket 8s, pocket 7s coming along no matter what. We probably lose pocket 4s, maybe pocket 5s. And then pairs like, jacks, queens.
It's interesting because, I mean, you think these guys have a balanced check back range here. Mm-hmm. Also, do we get bluffs by checking? Checking doesn't seem bad. Then we could just get one bigger street on the river and we induce some bluffs. Because let's just think about how awkward it is when we bet turn here. We're not really afraid of flush draws. And then we get called. It becomes a question in a river. We likely start using block bets. So I don't know. I'm starting to lean towards, do we have a 2-street hand here is my question,
You bring up a good point, because I said I was going to alley-oop, and with that, I guess what's calling a river bet? Then we're only getting called by like 10s plus. But
I think at that point, yeah, I mean, I think at that point they could pick up some worse equity hands. Say, for instance, when we check, even if it checks through and a queen comes on the river, there's a lot of queen X, king X, jack X, 10X combos. We can get single pair hands we can surely get value from for one street and possibly a little bit bigger. And we get some bluffs here. Because it really seems kind of weird when we go bet, doesn't it? Like, how do we go bet, and how comfortable are we to fire even a big shell ever on the river? Probably never.
Yeah, that's true. Which means we tour check bomb.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rivers we're still going to be able to bet. We're not really too afraid of flush draws. We unblock all of them, but still, I think they're going to be betting, at least on the flop, at least the initial raiser would, and this guy in the back seat. So, yeah, he might check back a flush draw, but he's going to be betting it on turn. So we have easy calls. Yeah, actually, man, I think I like checking, dude.
I can see it. I got 0.
Feels
Oh,
fair.
no. I got a check from Matt. Matt checks. Everyone else betting.
Ship, I got the
something.
same problem, bro. I bet too much as well. Find some checks like this. These guys likely aren't balancing their check back ranges, but what can we really get 2 streets from is my question. Like, I'm thinking bet small to get those pairs to call, but they're only calling once. They're never, ever calling twice. But they bluff and then pick up worse value hands, right?
Mm.
And, yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of convinced myself.
Another way we get 2 streets is by checking. Because someone bluffs and then we can bluff catch river.
That's exactly what I was saying, yeah.
Oh.
Just do it. I mean, I don't know.
I'm checking, but he says you guys made checking make sense. Yeah, I think I am checking. But I got, let's see, we'll go with the crowd here. 1, 2, 503s, 4, 3, 503s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 703s. It's pretty darn close.
This is, the sizings, I don't know. Like, does it really matter what we bet here? I mean, are we ever getting 2 streets? I don't know. It's just, what happens when we check, call, turn? We're straight into, it feels higher variance to check, call, doesn't it? Rather than bet small, bet small. This is very close to me. I would like to maybe pile this hand and see how we.
We're not doing that shit on this street.
Hell no.
It takes together.
Yeah, we can do that like we do. All right.
Rescind my order, I'll check. All right, so Hoka coming in with the 903 right at the buzzer. All right, well, I got a lot of bets. Joe, call it. What are we doing? We're going with whatever Joe says. We're gonna
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. We just check call twice no matter what. Yeah, I think so, man. I mean.
Joe won't check.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
So we go ahead and bet 503 here, and our jovial friend here goes ahead and calls, and the button folds. River is the 10 of clubs. Now here, do you want to check? Do you want to bet 750? Do you want to bet 1250? Or do you want to bet 2,000?
This. Alrighty.
It was close though. I don't think 7 out of 10 for the check. Still not a bad option. He liked the 503 though.
Yeah, I wish he would have elaborated on why he liked the bet, and then why each specific point told, like why is this 7? And I bet the big bets were just low. Those had to have been like 2 and 5 points or 2 and 1 point, So yeah, that's good. I'm gonna have to do this in my quizzes. Tell why, because I'm very curious why he likes a bet as opposed to a check, and it's very close in his in his opinion, and he didn't say why.
Yeah.
But either way, let's see how we play this street. What are you guys thinking? Because not because. What size do you guys like here? 750, 1250, 2K. There's 2,500 in the pot.
Hook checking river out of position.
Oh, check is also an option.
Jeff says, I like 703 more still because it pushes small pairs and flush draws off the hand. And I asked the question, why do we want to do that? We beat those hands, right? So for flush draws, there is some argument to betting, and you want to bet a size that's going to give them bad odds to call. So that way, if they call, they're still making a mistake no matter what. And we don't really care. And we never want to push small pairs off because we're beating those hands. That's value town. Ginger checking. Machinist Joe checking. Bad boy checking. Matt's check calling.
So we got a check in
Catch check
mind.
calling.
You're only getting called by better. I'm checking unless he's a whale. Check. If we bet, they raise, we can easily fold our ace. It's opponent dependent, Chip says.
So I have a question about that. If they bet and we get raised, we can easily fold, which I 100% agree. But then you're asking yourself, when you bet, you're trying, I'm assuming with that statement you're betting for value, which means what's worse that's calling you when you bet? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I guess we can get aces and nines with the 10. So we're chopping with all aces. Under pairs probably aren't calling again. 2 bets. Is our block? I mean, we could bet very defensively and just go 750. Because we really don't want to check call. Nothing really missed. We're just going to be chopping if we check a lot. But we probably don't get him to fold much. This is very interesting.
Yeah, you know what's funny is
I don't like 2K.
never throw out the blocker bet here, but it does make a lot of sense to me.
I mean, I do it a lot.
Because that way
it's
you don't
a
have to
spot
call
at the
a
same
2,000
time.
chip bet.
Well, think about it. It's a spot where when we lead, I mean, can he really have bluffs? Can he really just turn something into a bluff when we are in the blinds? We have a lot of 9x. You know, we led in turn, we led river. Flush gets there, we're still betting. So I think he has a really hard time turning something into a bluff. And when we do get raised, it's likely going to be flushes and boats, right?
The other thought too is like when we bet, we have to ask ourselves what's calling, right? And it's
He literally has
flush
0
draws
bluffs.
and under pairs, right? And weak ace X. And so when we get to this river,
you get called by kings. Kings could have took this line. Think about that.
sure,
Kings, queens.
that's an under pair to the ace, though.
Jack. Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to feel like that's a part of his range. You know, that's a decent part of his range. Well, not decent part, but it's at least something to take in consideration, that portion of his range.
Absolutely.
When it calls the 9x on the turn. I think he can easily have kings, queens, jacks here.
Yeah.
So maybe we do want to bet 750 and those hands stubbornly just flick it in.
Yeah.
And we just never get bluffs. And when we check back here, we don't have to face a massive pot size bet. And they were like, what the fuck are we just literally in the twilight zone thinking about if we should call to get half the pot, you know, because that's about the best it can be. So maybe I like 750.
Yeah, I would never do that, but I think you talked me into it.
I need to stop talking people into things, but yeah, I mean, I just like 750 because I really don't want to check and hit him go 2K. And then I'm like, I call this 2K to get half the pot, you know, like.
Holden says, what size bet is considered a blocker bet, or is any bet here a blocker bet? I mean, no, I think if we bet 2,000 here, we've just turned this hand into a bluff, because then we're only getting called by better and folding out worse. Like,
oh my goodness!
But what blocker bet is basically, we want to bet some sort of amount that. So in this case, 750. Because when we bet 750, our villain is only going to raise us with a 9 or the clubs. And even a 9 probably flats and doesn't even raise us, you know? And then pocket kings and under all just call, right? But if we check here, this guy can turn his hand to a bluff and bet 3,500. And then what do we do? Like, oh my God. And that's a play that I'll make. I personally, it's one of my favorite plays. If this guy bet into me and then checks the club on the river, I'm betting 3,500 into this pot all day because then he could just never call.
I mean, so that's why I almost want to lead, and you would have a hard time doing that over any size raise because you can make a small raise here if it's an aggressive opponent to induce, be betting small, just trying to induce a raise or something. So I'm going 750.
I love it. I would never do that until now. I love it.
You see me do this. Come on, we study together.
I'm not saying well, in this spot, you're better. What do you think I'm talking to you for?
Yeah. All right. Hey, wait a minute. We just got a massive host from my man Alphas with the 51 viewer host. I really appreciate you, buddy. Hope everything's going well. Good morning, and thanks, man. We're just doing some studying here. We got some poker coaching content. Everyone from Alphas stream, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. But yeah, I'm here with my buddy GodsBigToe. We create a little content from poker coaching, and we're just going through some quizzes here on their site, just trying to get better. So feel free to give us your opinion on how you'd play the hand, and we'll just keep going through these. What's up, boys? But yeah, we're betting 750 here.
Cool. Cyrus saying 1250, which is half pot. I'm not sure if that's value, blocker. A7 sucks, by the way. It does.
Yeah.
It's awkward and out of position. I don't have too many people. I have people with comments on the hand, but not too many people talking about bet size.
Right.
So I guess we'll go 750.
Because I talked you into it. I hope it's good. Please be a 10. Please
I still
be a
think
10.
it's a good move. It can't be bad.
No, logically it feels sound, but we'll see. If we bet, we will only call with better hands. I changed my mind to check fold, boys. Holy smokes! All right, we're gonna do it.
Thank you for the follow, Nudist. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm 750. Let's do it. You convinced me.
Haha.
So we check, and he goes in and bets 1,400. Here, do you want to hold, call, raise to 3,500, or raise to 5,800?
Tell us why that's good.
You know what? I just think the check being right doesn't surprise me, but 750 being 6 points and not something like 7 or 8 does surprise me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because 6 makes it kind of medium. You know what I mean? Because if 5's the middle, 6 is just a little above that, right? So that surprises me a little. But he just wants to keep more of his bluffs in.
His bluffs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna turn an underpair into a bluff, and if he's gonna I get it, but this size, doesn't this size just look a lot like value? Like, he didn't polarize his range, so these kind of bet sizes always feel like to me they're a little bit more indicative of trying to extract value. But at the same time, I don't see how we can just fold. Ship did say check fold.
Geez.
He really checking back ace jack on the flop. I guess he can have a lot of 8-9s, 9-10,
folding.
king 9, queen 9.
Wall Cyrus calling.
Ace 9's probably c-betting. Is he ever checking sets on this board? No.
Are we calling for a chop here? No, I'm calling.
We don't block any king, queen, king, jack, queen 10, jack 10, queen 9. There's just a lot of club combos.
I'm trying to think about what floats us that then bets the river. Because I feel like if he had kings, he checks.
Right.
I can't think of hands that turn into bluffs on river.
They would check back that board. I'm just playing with the ranges over here. 9s, 9, 10, jack 9, queen 9, king 9, ace 9. But yeah, at this point, anybody in my chat calling? What are you guys doing here? Bluff raising, calling?
Whoa, Bad Boy says raise 3,500. Talk to me about that, my man.
I call, but the sizing is value looking. You lose to every
calling station, fold.
Well, dude, he just does not have. I just don't think he ever has ace king or ace queen. He checked back flop multi-way here with the player behind on ace 9-3. You think guys are balanced like that, bro? Sheesh. On this board, I don't know about that, man. I think everybody's betting those, and so it really feels like it's like ace 10 exactly, and maybe some ace jack, in that regard, because we have to omit, in my opinion, ace king. A lot of it, maybe 10% of the time or something. So,
Yeah, I am struggling to find bluffs.
So you're folding?
Yeah, I guess I'm really struggling to find bluffs because, like I said, I think I don't think pocket jacks now turns their hand into a bluff. That's weird. I don't think pocket kings, pocket queens bets here. They all check back because we still have all the aces and the 9x.
That's why I'm betting 750 into this river.
So you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, dude. He's just going to raise with better, and when he calls and we lose 750. Now we're potentially going to lose 7. We're potentially going to lose 1,400, or we're gonna fold the best hand. Like both options, you know. And then the other third of the time we're good versus some random bluff, you know. So I don't know, just like it feels like a higher likelihood that 750 just feels better to me.
So Bad Boy said bet 3,500, and I said why? He said look stronger than
What bluffs does
3,800.
this guy have? It
And
was
I
a pair.
said, are we betting for value or turning a 7 into a bluff? He says, do we know really? And my answer to that bad boy is that we should always know, because we always have to ask ourselves. Basically, there's four. If you boil down these spots to the most basic,
Strong as
right?
fuck
You
on the
always ask
turn.
yourself, am I betting for
Yeah.
value, or am I betting as a bluff? If you're betting as a bluff, what's better? That's folding. In this case, we're turning a 7 into a bluff. We're potentially getting better aces to fold. I'll give you that one. If we're betting for value, what's worse that's calling? And literally, there's no worse hand that's calling a raise. So we're turning a 7 into a bluff, basically. And I just don't think, one, I don't think it works that often because we're literally only folding out the hand that we block, better aces. And
we bet small on the
we're
turn.
going
He
to
can
value time
have a
ourselves a
wider
lot.
calling range. Agreed. All right, boys, let's make a decision. Let's do it. I don't know. Part of me really wants to fold, but I don't know. I'm a station, I guess.
I call this a lot in games just because I'm multi-playing. I have an ace, I can't fold. But I can't find the bluffs. I really can't.
I can't. Yeah, what I mean, I feel. Yeah. So you think he'd bluff with this small pair? Yeah. I think he'd just check it back. I think he would just check back all worst
So
pairs.
I'll give you this. Maybe a hand like pocket fives, pocket sixes, pocket fours.
But wouldn't they want to polarize more on this river when we check? That's my biggest issue with the hand is
Good
the
point.
sizing.
Bet size.
I think some of his bluffs are going to polarize a little bit more. So the 1400 screams I want to extract value. So that's why I want to lean, you know, toward if he's a good, capable thinking player, he'll use this size with some of his bluffs to make some of our hands like this indifferent because it looks a lot of value-y. But that's next levels. You know, we're on levels at that point. But we just plan to check fold river after betting turn just because a club gets there. I'm calling. Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
I'm folding just to be controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just no way. What price are we getting? 26%. Yeah, I mean, let's just go. It doesn't feel like he has too many bluffs here, but let's spew off 1400. We're still deep.
Let's find out.
Let's do it.
This is a fold. Let me walk
Whoops.
you guys through the entire
All right.
hand because there is a lot
Whoops.
happening throughout this entire hand. So let's go back to the very beginning. So first off, if you said you wanted to fold
Heads up,
here,
sixes, if you can hear me. This is an 8-minute explanation.
angry at you because I think people call way too wide in these spots and they don't really know what they're doing. In one of my pet peeves is when people call with an ace here and then the board comes ace 9-3, they check call in the turns of 5, they check call again. I always want to go, what are you beating on that turn? Nobody double barrels as a bluff on an ace-high board. That's a very rare play to see. Ace-5 and ace-3 just caught up to you. And those turn calls are your win rate for like hours live. That turn bet is 8 big blinds and you call off. Now, obviously in a tournament, not all blinds are created equal, but if you check call 8x and you're not beating anything, you just gave away your win rate for the next 3 hours. And you see people do that all the time. And if that's what you can accomplish with just a bare ace, imagine what you can do with 9-4 suited and all the other hands that people flat. 9-3 offsuit. So if you said fold, okay, fine. Usually the way you should play this hand is if you do flop the ace and a guy double barrels into you, you should give serious thought to folding, especially if it's a mellow guy in his mid-40s like we described. Now, if you said raise to 1,000, that's kind of a sweetener with a really easily dominated hand out of position multi-way. That's not good. We don't want to build a pot out of position with mediocre hands. That is a great way to go broke. If you said 1,600, you were just trying to pick up this pot. Now, I think that's a little bit more theoretically sound, but I don't think in practical application it's going to work in this particular instance just because these opponents are so deep stacked. And people just don't like folding to 3 bets live. So we go ahead and call. That's great. Now on this flop, if you are going to donk lead with a pair, you should make sure it's top pair and it's really likely to remain top pair and there's not that many draws. Now here, to be fair to you, you do have a top pair that's going to remain top pair, but the second part of that equation is you got to get called by something for 3 streets. So the big thing with donk leading is if you donk 2 streets then check, you pretty much just told the guy, hey, I've got a weak pair or missed flush draw. Please play accordingly. And that flush draw it's going to make a number of cards that you're going to want to slow down on. And I don't really know what you're getting value from for 3 streets if you donk lead here. Most likely a 9 will call you twice if you're lucky. It's really hard. Now, if you had ace queen here and you donk lead, I'd love that. That's fine, especially if you have a backdoor flush draw. That's actually a really fun play to throw in. Just because now all the aces are going to call you down, ace jack, ace 10, ace 8, ace 7, ace 6, ace 5, ace 4, ace 2. Unfortunately, in a multi-way pot, it's a little bit more likely that someone has 2 pair, but heads up, I really like that play as well. When you're structuring your donk lead, you really want to make sure you can go flop, turn, river. So a smaller lead would be would be better here. And if you make it 750 or 1,000, I think that's going to really structure things in a way that the pot's going to get really big and you're not getting value from anything very rapidly. So we check here and everybody checks. So on this turn, much like the flop, if you're going to lead the turn, usually you got to give a lot of thought to leading the river. Because if you check river, you're going to tell the guy, I have a misdraw or I have a weak pair. And unsurprisingly, you guys have heard me say this line again and again. I'm going to keep saying it until it's drilled into your head. But unsurprisingly, people play pretty damn well in No Limit Hold'em when they know exactly what you have. And this hand is barely good enough to donk lead twice. Honestly, sometimes online it's not really amazing. You should probably just let them fire, just because. Well, the reason you want to lead here twice live is sometimes guys will hero call when there's a missed flush draw a little too much live, because live, if you catch the guy bluffing, it's really fun. You get to table your hand. Everybody goes, nice call, right? And if you're wrong, you just muck your hand. Nobody ever gets to see it. Online, people get to see your hand, so there's a little bit of that shame factor. And more often, people just know you're not really donk leading a flush draw twice, right? So live, I think you should try to value bet. Try to get a street of value out of a flush draw that checked back. It seems strange that villain 27 would check back one, but maybe he does on the ace high board. Get a little value from kings, queens, jacks, tens, 8s, 7s, 6s. That's probably about as good as you're going to get. And, so lead small here. I think leading a little bit bigger puts you in trouble. If you said check, though, that's okay. I just think in a live environment, a low-stakes casino tournament, you're not getting as much value as you'd like. Now, the river comes the 10 of clubs. Here, whenever you bet, you got to ask yourself, if you want to get good at poker, first of all, just always think of the aggressive action, raising or betting, okay? Because that is the nectar of profit. You can get people to fold better hands. You could get worse hands to call you. So obviously we're thinking of a bet right now. Well, if we're thinking of a bet, we have to ask ourselves, is this a bluff or a value bet? Obviously it's a value bet. We have top pair. Now, if we're value betting, we have to ask ourselves what worse hands are calling. In this case, all those hands that we wanted calling on the turn are not really looking to call right now. Kings, queens, jacks, they can't tell themselves anymore you have a missed flush draw because the flush draw got in there. 8s, 7s, they're really going to have a difficult time calling there with the flush draw coming in and another overcard. 10s just outdrew us, obviously. So I think this is a check fold. And you see a lot of guys who have problems ranging. As you can hear, the thought process I just walked you through is not rocket science. It just takes a second to slow yourself down and go, okay, why am I betting for value or for a bluff? What am I getting value from? And then when you realize, oh, wow, this doesn't make sense, you just check and you let the hand go. But you'll hear guys like, there's no other way for me to win unless I bet. And it's like, well, there's no way for you to win, period. You don't have to leave a tip at the end, right? the guy has a decided range advantage on you. That's just how life is. We don't get to win every pot we play, right? Secondly, you'll see a lot of, especially younger guys, kind of get into a rhythm and kind of autopilot and not really think before their actions. And they'll see this club come out there and they'll just be like, scary card, good. And they'll lead really big. And the guy, he also has a lot of aces he's checked back with. He's probably not folding any of those, right? He's going to do a deep side. He does have a couple nines, right? And he has a lot of flushes he just made. So you pretty much just, said, hey, these chips, you take them. And obviously, once he leads, my final note was the only way you're winning here is if he's turning a hand into a bluff, right? Most guys, when you're river calling versus someone, a good thing to remember is people don't get to the river with nothing if there was a lot of action pre-flop, right? On a flop, somebody can just be raising you with nothing because they got there with a very big pre-flop range and now they have a lot of nothing there. But when a person like check calls a couple of streets, they can't really have nothing, right? So they usually have to be turning something into a bluff, right? So here it would be like eights, sevens you're blocking, jacks, queens, kings with a club. That seems like to get you to fold an ace. That is an exceedingly advanced play. That is awfully unlikely from our very happy gentleman who's in his mid-40s in a local casino tournament. Most guys want to show down their pairs up until they get to like 2-5, 5-10. So
for the record, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy in his mid-40s.
Wow.
Oh, you still there? We went and got some breakfast. Talked to my wife for a while.
Really? It was that long? I mean, that shit was 8 minutes long.
It was 8 minutes long.
That was a great. But what he did was he flew through the early part
and saved it all for the end,
and then saved it all for the recap at the end. And he also states some of the nuances and the things that are different between live and online poker. So, and some things to look out for. So I thought that was very interesting and why he chose to bet the turn as opposed to just check.
I also thought it was interesting they kept describing the guy as the happy-go-lucky guy, mellow in his mid-40s. And I was just thinking, like, that's me by definition.
Yeah, there's a guy like that at every single live table, there's always somebody like that. That was good. That was good.
What do we do now? You want to go with the super spazzy guy? What was that, 34, 28, 13?
Let's mix it up real quick. And then, we can go different. They added 4 more quizzes since last time. Or more than that, jeez.
Way more than that, yeah. All right, you want to go something a little more standard, like...
Every time I see a 25K, did we get bluffed? We don't even know. He just folded the shit and the guy didn't table, so we don't know.
Where do you see a 25K?
640.
Oh, I'm down.
So this is we're going to look at a hand from Jonathan's 25K Super Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Let's check this out, guys.
All right.
Here we have King Jack of Hearts. It's a sweet hand. Facing a 3 big blind raise. Very, very deep stack. 200 big blinds deep in a $25,000 buy-in Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open tournament. This is usually a pretty soft 25K. That said, I have not fared well on these. I've ran into it a few times. So anyway, here we are facing the 1500 raise. And from the small blind, should we fold, call, re-raise to 4,000, or re-raise to 6,000?
Already, boys.
Did he say this is a pretty soft 25K?
One of the pretty soft 25Ks. What a life.
You gotta be a bad motherfucker to say, yeah, this is a pretty soft 25K.
David Peters is flying in, like just all kind of crushers in there. Sam Soberl, just
wow.
Yeah. Must be nice, dude. Must be nice.
Wow. All right, 100 bigs deep, guys. King Jack suited, facing a race with the button cut off hijack. Rich guys with too much money in it, says Joe. Must be, huh? Must be. Wow, I had to go back and look and make sure it wasn't a 25K guarantee. And it was an 25K buy.
Yeah, no, you know Jonathan ain't messing around. He's one of the goats. So yeah, 25K buy-in tournament.
Got a couple of calls and Bad Boy folding. Got a few calls and Bad Boy folding.
So what do you guys like here? Anyone using this as a 3-bet? Are we just calling? Oh, duh. Yeah, obviously Marlon is. Marlon doesn't know any other gear but go. I love it.
What size, Marlon? Kept his call from the
6K.
hijack, open 3-bet, the cutoff or button.
Playing versus Kevin Hart and shit. Screech from Saved by the Bell. Come on, chat.
Aggressor from Hoka.
Cheese Paint says 6K. I'm short on soft 25K experience, so I'll just listen to this one. No, guys, come on. What are you guys doing in this spot? Anybody like 3-betting this combo to a late position open? We got a tight aggressive player here behind. Do you take that into consideration that he may not be squeezing as wide, so we want to use this as a call? Do we want to use a smaller 3-bet size, or do we want to go 4x, being 220 big blinds deep effective?
If he raises, it'll be 3x the original bet. Is that right?
Flat. Solaris says flat. 6K kicks him off his small pairs. Cheese Paint. Nah, not necessarily. Not this deep. I think he still finds. Yeah.
4K, my chat. 4K.
4K. Yikes. That's really small. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going 4K. So we can eliminate this one for me, the 4K. So it's either going to be 6K or call. What's up?
Spoiler alert. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be 6K or call. 4K not enough, especially out of position.
Yeah. 4K is just way too small for 220 big blinds deep. You're just going to be able to call his entire range, and play pretty well in position.
King Deuce says, either way, I bet he calls. That's not the problem. I mean, as long as he's calling and we have initiative and we play well post, that's okay. We definitely have some fold equity. There's no doubt about that, right? Hope Nut says 6K. Bad Boy says fold. Yeah, I don't think folding is ever an option. This hand is just too good and flops too well. So for me, for a long time, I would be King of Deuces says his range is big cards and pairs. Raising from the hijack, his range is a lot wider than that, man. If you look at
dude, here we go again. Let's look at even what a tight ass cutoff hijack opening range is. So button cutoff. So MP3, yeah. So this is the tight ass range they give him on mine.
I'm actually going to use the PC.com ranges. Or
yeah. Look at
they don't have 100 bigs, so we're going to go 40, but even go.
Yeah, I'll show you guys that as well. Like, look at the GTO opening chart, and it's on the site here. You can get access to this stuff for free. I'm gonna pull it over here in a second, so we can look at the charts, RFI chart. Here we go, and all this is on the site here. So. Low jack, hijack opening range right here. So you got deuces plus, you got 4 or 5, and that composes of 21% of your range.
Mine's taking a long time. Hang on a second.
Yep. So yeah, he's opening at 21% in the hijack here.
Hang on 1 second. My computer's having internet.
He's in hijack and we're in a small blind. Be a button cut off hijack. So let's even look here. So let's see what the response is.
Hey, do me a favor, Sixes?
Yes, sir.
Suck. Bring that range up one more time.
Yep, I'm going to go back. Here, guys. Oh, shit. Oh, piss. Here. Pre-flop charts, RFI charts, and then we go down to the hijack range down here. You guys see it here? I'll stop moving. Yep.
So there you go. Pretty wide, right? Pairs, some suited connectors, all suited paint, offsuit paint.
Yeah, I mean,
any suited ace.
Jack 9 plus, Queen 9 plus, King 8 plus, all suited aces, Ace 10 off plus. And of course, you can stretch this and then a few, 6 7, 5 6, 4 5, 9 7, and then all your pairs. So yeah, let's see what our 3-bet charts to be here. Just according to Jonathan in his own work, we're cheating right now. So So under the gun. So look at all these charts, boys. I mean, where's it at? Hijack versus small blind. Am I just missing it? Oh, here it is. So in our spot, it wants king jack suited calling. Oh, that's cut off. No, this is, yeah, it's right here. So it's going to be a
Is it
call.
100 bigs deep?
I think so. I think these charts are designed at 100.
Okay. Interesting. Because I was going to say 3-bet 100 bigs deep, but if I was shorter, I would 100% be flatting. So
Yeah, oh, it was a 3-bet. It was a 3-bet on that chart. Oh,
was it?
I didn't think so, but
King of Deuces, wrong charts. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 was actually a bit.
But either way,
because you
But
don't
we're
have
not-
to worry about not realizing your equity when you're 100 bigs deep. If you have like a shitty ace, a shitty offsuit ace, and you hit your ace and you get it all in, 100 bigs deep plus your ace probably isn't good. But if you have 30, 40 bigs deep and you have a shitty ace and you're getting it all in, that's always okay.
Yeah, we're just going to call here. I mean, just think if we get 3-bet, we get 4-bet off this equity. Maybe when we win a 3-bet. I know playability really matters here to a late position open. Are we trying to get folds? Is this strong linear enough, or do we want to even use stronger linear hands than when we're this deep is, I guess, the question. So, I don't know.
Yep. I'm going 6K.
You're going 6K? I'll go call. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
This hand is certainly fine enough to re-raise if you feel inclined. If you are going to re-raise here, you want to make it 6,000. In general, though, with the big suited hands, like King Jack suited, I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to flat call, unless the player in the big blind is just really, really good. I have the big blind labeled as a tag, so yeah, probably doesn't say a whole lot. If they were good, I probably would have noted it. So for that reason, I think I like calling. But if you said re-raise to 6,000, that's fine. I do not like re-raise to 4,000, because when you make it 4,000, you give the initial raiser amazing odds to call, and you never really mind fold equity in general when you're 3-betting from out of position. We do flat this time, though. We see it multi-way. Flop comes 10-9-4. I'm going to be checking everything on the flop. We have a very strong draw here. And the hijack seat bets 2,400 into the 5,100 pot. Should we fold, call, raise to 7,000, or raise to 11,000?
Yeah, it is a good flop. And it was really, really close, right? Like an 8 out of 10 is never a mistake. It's really, really close, like you said. So, yeah.
All right.
Both options pretty good.
Heat.
Hoops. Good flop.
Yeah. And he makes a good point. And, I think if we're at a super tough, strong table, I think, yeah, Ship, you make a good point. If the table's soft as hell and we're never going to get squeezed here, we don't need to play a bunch of big, aggressive pots. We should flat here and just play smaller SPRs. But if this is a sharky ass table and we got someone tough to our left, maybe we just 3-bet this spot,
I tend to. My question
because when we flat, we get squeezed,
Well, my head, I'm thinking like, am I willing to go broke here for 100 bigs?
On this flop. Oh, you're saying on the flop. I was talking pre-flop, but on this flop.
Oh yeah, on the flop. I'm talking about on the flop.
Yeah, on the flop. Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I want to see what the D-gens out there think about this spot. Anyone raising? We calling? Dude, he has fold as an option. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I have 4 7Ks, 1, 2, 11Ks, and 2 calls. So most people going 7K here. My chat.
7K is pretty small.
It is.
Not sure if call or raise is best. I definitely don't mind getting in a flop. I love how you do this on Saturdays. Not sure you're making yourself better. You're not just making yourself better. Yeah, we're trying to help out the community, man. We love this shit. If we can help you guys get better, that's what we'll do. Get better together, man.
Also, time for the infomercial. If you guys want to take these quizzes as well, exclamation point PC in my chat, exclamation point PC in Sixes chat. They have a free option where you get 25, I believe, free quizzes, a couple of homeworks, all the charts, all that absolutely for free. And they have premium options where you can get up to 640 some odd quizzes and all that stuff. Quizzes on there from me, quizzes on there from Crazysixes, quizzes on there from Alex Fitzgerald,
Matt Affleck, Jonathan Little, Lexi Gavin, and who else?
Matt Affleck.
Evan
Matt.
Jarvis and the new guy. I forget the new guy. Tristan Wade.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just gonna check call here. This deep.
Me too, actually.
I mean, just think about the prospects and what happens when we check raise. He calls a lot, at this stack depth with, a wide range of hands. And then it just comes down to us sometimes having to turn our hand into, like, when it comes to 6 of clubs, what are we doing, We're firing and then he can raise. Like, it just becomes pretty complicated. We can certainly call twice. We can call if this guy decides to check raise as well. We still have another player in this pot. So, yeah, I really don't mind check calling this at this stack depth.
Cyrus says, why is 7K small? Because you're giving him odds no matter what he has to come along. Like, generally speaking, especially raising out of position, you want your 3-bets or your check raises to be, 3.5 minimum. And you could probably go as high as 4, depending on the scenario. So 3.5 would be 8,400, and 4x would be 9,600. 11K is massive.
But just know that we can use some smaller 3-bet
5X.
sizes on pair boards and things like that. We don't need to. We can just go 3x, 2.75x sometimes. I mean, as the shallower we get, this, we can also use smaller check raise sizes.
13K in game. That's almost 6x. Like, that's just too big at that point.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna check call here. And then we got a couple suggestions in chat. We can hit the turn and river, or we can lead stab bluff. So by check calling, we get more options. Big blind. Yeah, we leave in a big blind who can have worse flush draws as well, and worse draws in general. So by keeping him in or allowing him to check raise a worse flush draw or something, mitigate the times when somebody has the nut flush draw in a pair or something. So yeah, I'm just going to check call.
Me too.
All right, let's see what happens.
I think we can definitely go either way between calling or raising. If we do raise, we don't have to go so large. I think 7,000 is fine. If we do make it 11,000, we start to run the risk of getting jammed on for a big all-in, which we really don't want. So I think a raise to 7,000 is nice. If our opponent then makes it like 20,000 or something like that, we can still stick around. Calling's also fine. I'm trying to think when we actually want to call here. I think we want to be calling in the scenarios where perhaps we think the opponent's range is stronger than normal. Because think about it, right? The opponent is betting into 2 people on 10-9-4, which is a pretty coordinated board. So I have to presume that the opponent has a decent amount of strong hands in his range. So to have a decent amount of strong hands in the range, if that's the case, we don't want to be doing a whole lot of raising. That said, king high, strong draw is certainly good enough to raise. Opponent calls, turns the 7 of spades. Should we check, bet 6,000, bet 11,000, or bet 19,000?
What do y'all think? Another really, really close one. 8 points, definitely not a mistake. Super, super, super close between calling and raising. I can see both, for sure. Super, super close, both ways.
Somebody didn't somebody in your chat say 7K? They nailed it.
A bunch more people in my chat said 7K, yeah.
Bunch of geniuses out there. God.
Strong.
Army. Strong, baby. I see you guys. Yeah, this is cool. So we ended up check raising, correct? The 7K?
We ended up check raising, got called 7 on the turn. A bunch of 11K streaming in my chat. And then
here's our sizing, boys.
King Gadu says, nail it. We've got the flex.
We just added 3 outs. So now we have 14 outs twice.
Yep.
Is that correct? 14 outs twice.
11K,
okay.
11K.
Plus,
kept sneaking an extra 6K in there.
I mean, then if we want to count our overs as potential outs, but it's hard to say. But if we can count the king, at least, three kings on top of that, we got 17 outs twice. Huh? 17 outs. So we have 34%. Yeah, we definitely want to be betting.
I think it is a huge mistake to check because we 3-bet this and then c-bet this board. Like, when we check this, we just give up this guy bets with impunity. You know what I mean? And then just bombs river with impunity. I think we still have some show. I think we have some fold equity, rather. I'm kind of with the toe army. I would go 11K here.
Yeah, we got a lot of 11Ks in my bet. Dr. HJ says 19. 11K, that increased your outs. He said, I wish it happened to me, but I get jammed on. What happens to me when we get jammed on, though? Oh, okay. Yeah, what happens when we bet and get jammed on? Good question.
If I bet 11K, he's never jamming 150K over that, right? He's going to raise it to 30 or 40. And that's like half my stack, right? And then I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, we could just check raise all in. Ooh.
This is a 3-bet pot. Like, when do we ever get
30K in the pot after we bet 11K. And then there's going to be 44. And we're going to have a weird SPR going into the river. Think about the SPRs as well. What we create.
I mean, honestly, this is a big reason why I called and didn't raise it.
Yeah, even if we bet 19K, we still have an overbet jam on the river, so we can't even like get it in.
Wait, we flatted pre. This is not a 3-bet pot. Is that right, King Deuces? Did I fuck that up? I think you're right.
Yeah, he flatted.
So he still has all of this.
Pre-flop. Yeah, so we flatted pre-flop. 30 in the pot. We'd only have 90K left.
God, bet, check, call, check, give up, huh? That's what we're selling here.
They were just gonna check. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like. What if we use a small sizing here? We can call a lot of check raises because if we go 6K, we're just essentially getting none of his range to fold, but we're getting to realize the equity for a very good price. And if he ever does make it like 24K, we can definitely call that. Yeah. Whereas if we make it 11K, but I just don't know if this ever gets folds when we go 6, and it kind of looks like what we have a lot. It looks like we have a draw that's just trying to set its own price.
And it's kind of weird to bet 7K on the flop and then 6K on
half
the turn.
pot. I mean, 11K feels like just the best option here. I know. It's either 6 or 11. I don't know if we ever go 19. What are you doing, D Walker? D Walkster. What are you doing, bro?
Says check. If we hit river, we lead out of position at 15 ounces to the nuts here. The problem is like that. It just screams flush draw. You never do that as a bluff. You only do that with the flush, right? Because you're worried about him checking behind. There's no other hand in the world that check calls here and then donk leads the flush on the river as a bluff. Like that just doesn't happen.
All right, my dude says 11K all day. That's what we're doing. We're doing 11K.
Everyone in my chat said 11K for the most part. We had a few 6Ks in there.
Beast.
I am really close to being checking 6K myself, just because I like the fact that if I get 3-bet, I can call. And if I check and get bet, I can call and let him bluff. But I would have checked the flop for this exact reason, because this gets really uncomfortable when we miss turns and the pot's bloated.
Oh, well, we just check called, and then we can always check call twice.
Does he have 8-6 ever? Absolutely nuts. But he's got a range of hands, right? We can't just put him on 8-6. Because he also has Jack 8, 10-9, 9-7, suited. He's got all the overpairs, right? Because he opened. He's got sets of 9, sets of 4, sets of 7, sets of 10s.
You know what's funny? I get chat pro'd so much when I'm playing, and then we're doing this, and I want people to chat pro, and I'm not getting enough. Where you guys at? What are we doing here? This is your opportunity to fucking chat pro the shit out of this, and you guys are being reluctant. Get in there, boys.
That is hysterical.
Yeah, we get it's like chat. Yeah, be a chat pro. Here we go.
See, it's so funny you said that, because now that I'm thinking about that, I never get chat pro, and I have no idea why. It's just a weird thing. But then my chat goes crazy. 11K.
Yeah.
Weird.
We bet pot. Ooh, Ship is saying bet pot. All right, let's do 11, huh? At least now I'm seeing pots in 11.
So if you go pot and they, I mean, if you go pot and they jam, those guys are just going with it, right? You're just going broke here, right?
Well, somebody's saying check raise pot over bet jam. Just the balls.
Buddha says adjustable option.
Kahunas.
8K.
In a 25K, the stones in a 25K, bro.
8K is not bad, nudist. I wouldn't mind 8K either, actually. I kind of like 8 better than 6 and better than 11, to be honest, nudist. I'm kind of with you on that, if I'm going to bet.
Well, we're going to make it 11. I'm ready. My
I'm leaving
body's
11 because most of them said it. I think I would probably check here if I got here in this weird ass way.
all right, boys. My body is ready to be right here.
I think we should just keep betting. We would like to be betting here with our draws and made hands. I probably don't have Jack 8 suited, so it's a little bit of a bummer that I don't have that, whereas the hijack potentially could have that, but I have a Jack, so we block that. So I think it's perfectly fine just to go ahead and bet again. Between 11,000 and 19,000, I think both plays are fine, depending on how many bluffs we have in our range. Given I probably have a decent amount of bluffs, I don't mind 19,000, but if I bet 19,000, and again, the opponent raises, it's just going to be all in, right? And I really don't want to bet 19,000 and face an all in. So I think a smaller bet may allow our opponent to raise small if he does decide to raise. But again, I don't think the opponent should really be raising all that often in this scenario. So I do go 11,000. And the opponent raises. The opponent raises all in. Should we fold or should we call?
Oh, shit.
You know what? They're missing options. Like they always told us when we made quizzes, they want 4 options. And I don't see a puke button here. There's no dark bag option.
This sucks. I mean, you know what I'm saying in this spot. Look at our stack. How many big blinds do we have, boys?
And
Behind.
this is a fucking 25K. Like, all right. So, again, never a bluff. Hard for him to think he's got fold equity if he's got, like, a weaker flush draw, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Unless
is
he's
he
got,
really
like,
gonna
I don't know, what?
Ace-7, Ace-4 of hearts or something? Like, you know,
Yeah.
a nasty-ass semi-bluff, you know, Ace-6 of hearts. You know, I don't know, like... Yeah, that's a straight. I mean, what the fuck?
Almost says time to make that sandwich. We only need... Do we
If
need
he has
like
a set, he
35%?
doesn't move
Yeah,
in.
something like that. That's why I said check Hoka. Me too. That's why I would check
Dude,
flop.
yeah, I mean,
Check call flop, check call turn.
there's no debate here. You have to fold, right? I mean, we shouldn't even. Nobody's calling here. Is somebody
Matt's calling
calling?
you out in a $5 document. He says you call and rebuy for sure.
Make this
I
a quick
agree.
50K.
If you were in a $5 tournament, you're calling this and rebuying for sure. I agree with Matt.
If you
25K
call
line
the
is a
Queen of
fold.
Hearts hit in the
Man.
river, call with 12 plus outs. Our equity is too stupid. Definitely a tank. If we lose to a higher flush, that's poker. We have 15 outs, only 1 street. We hit 30% of the time. I mean, yeah, just like think about. And we lose 70% of the dude. I mean, yeah, the pot odds. It's just not. It's not there. It's just not there.
God, it sucks to fold. It was such a hand with so much equity.
Yeah, but I mean, we have 90K.
Yeah, I agree it's fold. I just think it sucks. This hurts. I want to see
It hurts.
I want to see river.
All right, let's get this quick 10 real quick.
All right.
Well, this was certainly unexpected and not what we wanted at all, but you don't always get what you want. So, in this scenario, first things first, you want to ask, am I always drawing to the winner? And I think the answer is actually no here. Like, if the opponent has ace-high flush draw, he may just decide to rip it in on the turn, in which case we're drawing pretty thin, and obviously we're not getting the right price for that. We started with 200,000 or 210,000 or 110,000, so we're playing a 220K total pot. We have to put in 90 to win 220. So how many outs do we have if we are live? Well, we have 9 flush cards and then 6 straight cards. So that's 15 outs, which means we're going to have about 30-something% equity. King or jack may be good, but probably not all that often. So we have to put in 90 to win 220. So we need to win, what, like 40-ish% of the time? Maybe a little bit more, 45, 43% of the time, something like that. So we're not there. So we have to fold. What a bummer.
What a bummer. Hoka, there's no way that jack is good. King might be good because you're going to face queens, jacks, and things. But there's no way that jack is good. Because pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 7s all hit sets, and pocket 8s are the only other way your jack is good, right? He's not going to do this with a bear 10x. Never. Right? A hurt soul fold. Absolutely.
Yeah, this one hurts, and I think we set ourselves up in a manner to get ourselves in a position to have to fold this. And I do this sometimes myself. It just always gets, even when we have high equity draws. Like there's been times I've check raised open ended straight flush draws, super deep, you know, and then they call and then we bomb turn, they jam or something like that, or they call and then we're in these spots. But our hand multi-way especially plays fine, and it's a little deceptive as well when we just call sometimes. So I don't think it's 100% check raise in my opinion at this stack depth, but I'm not going to go against somebody playing 25Ks, right now. I'm not going to. Jay Little's a god, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said this was a, quote, weak 25K, which is a crazy statement, right? That just goes to show how good he is, right? But, in my position, when I play and I am this deep, I like to realize my equity as much as possible. If I have 40 bigs here, I'm just betting, and going with it. Like, that's easy. So I do it that way. I'll be aggressive based on stacks.
Raise and go. Yeah, right. So, all right, cool.
Awesome.
We're up. Till we're up 2 quizzes.
Are you? How many points did you get for that one?
38.
You sneaky mofo. I think I got you in the last one, didn't I?
But I got 2 in a We've done 3. I'm up 2-1.
No, we didn't.
No, I got one. Pretty sure.
What'd you get in the first one? I got 43. He's trying to sneak in here, guys. He needs to win this one.
Yeah, you called me out on social media last week. We don't take kindly to that bullshit. Yeah, you did get 1. We've done 3 though, right?
No, we did 2. It was tied.
Oh, piss.
Oh,
All right, cool.
I'll let you pick the tiebreaker.
Well, I got time to probably do a couple more.
Cool. This one's still the tiebreaker.
1, 3. I'm just looking through it. You guys see anything here? 1, 2.
Moral story 12. No. Moral of the story is to realize your equity, bad boy. You can't be results. Cap, you're a premium member.
All right, we got to mix. You got somebody picking one?
I just asked him to. Yeah.
All right, we're letting somebody else pick one. I'll let somebody from this chat pick one in a second. Tough one after the cool action. I would suspect a set with the jam on the turn, Warrior with the straight draws out there.
Or overpair.
Yeah.
Overpair might slow down with the 7 on the turn, right?
Right. BIP, what's up? Good afternoon, my dude. How you doing, man? All right, the AJ at Hearts one, somebody said if...
I got a 620 here in my chat, too. Which is... he tricked me. That's my quiz.
All right, let's do the AJ Hearts one, the 600 win.
All right. We'll do Keps next.
And it's locked, so...
AJ cool. Hearts. Hang on. Which number is that?
Oh, shit, my bad. Hold on, let me pause it. Hold on. It is... Whoa, that shit was bugging. 605.
Oh, you're way down there. All right, hang on.
Yep.
605. I got it. We'll do Keps next.
Cool. You ready?
Ready.
All right, today we have a hand from the early levels of a win $600 tournament. We have Ace Jack of Hearts in the hijack. Folds to a low jack, who's going to raise to 200. We're next to axe. Should we fold, call, raise to 700, or raise to 900?
All right. I muted OBS that time. Hopefully you guys can hear that. So yeah, just pretty standard spot early on. No reads. Ace Jack of Heart to a late position open. Low jack. What do you guys like here? 3 betting for value. Flatting this. What are we doing?
I got 700, 3 700s, 4 700s, 5 700s, and 900.
Yeah, I personally think I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing too.
Yeah, I mean, anymore. So we got a flat.
700.
Chips.
I am on team 700 as well.
I'm on team. I mean, if I'm raising, I'm going 9, but.
Okay, you're with Marlon. Marlon said 9. Cap says 9.
Yo, what's up, Corey?
Is there a limper? No, there's no limper. It's a blind.
There's not. Yeah. This is a small open, 200 big blind deep effective. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go. I'm going over 4x.
You can call or raise, depends on the players behind. We don't have that information. For me, super deep like this, I'm gonna be 3 betting this. If I was somewhere closer to the shorter stack, 40
This is
blind or so,
it.
I'm going to be flatting it. Here,
Yeah, I'm going
raising.
900 here. I mean, you could call as well, but I think Matt probably wants to play smaller SPRs, keep in worse.
Can't see
I'm
the
just trying to,
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
know. No, I just feel like he's going to take a lower variance approach here, maybe call and keep in some worse hands. Probably doesn't think these guys, but I'm going 900 because that's what I would do in game, I think.
Okay, we're going 700 with
Sometimes.
the Army.
All right, boys, let's do it.
I think this is a mistake people make, and I think they always just call here. And I think re-raising is a far superior option. Re-raising to 700. One, we have 2 players left to act that could have position on us, so we want to have position in the hand so we can knock out the cutoff in the button. Also, this is a min raise. It's very likely to go multi-way, and pot share, you just win the pot so much more frequently when you play a heads-up pot versus multi-way, and like these middle positions versus hijacks, in theory, you should kind of just have not very wide flatting ranges and just be 3-betting a ton to get the pots heads up, because you'll just win more money playing the heads-up pot than you will a multi-way pot. Unless you have a lot of very weak players behind you, then flatting becomes more attractive. But even in that case, this hand is just way too strong. So I really like raising to 700, about 3.5x. You can re-raise to 900 too, but we're only 200 big blinds deep. Maybe if we were 300 big blinds deep, I prefer the 900. We raise to 700, and the big blind 4 bets to 2,300. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 5,000, or go all in?
Holding that's calling.
Yeah.
Wow. We were. This sucks.
Yeah, this sucks. This sucks, bros. Is this a 2-part quiz where he just says you fold here and then the quiz is over? Like, is it one of those?
I have just GTO in my head right now. And so
What's wrong, dude? It's only 3.5.
Shuts his call, tons of calls in my chat. Everyone call.
Cold 4-bet.
Is that how you feel?
I'm reading chat. D-Virago says fold. Ship says why. 100 no
Tons
limit.
of calls and then one fold here. Flatting
I
position,
believe
but
you're
does some
in.
squeezy.
I call. Call, you're in position. Yeah, I think just call. All right. Yeah,
I hear just GTO in my head saying to click this back.
He does love that shit.
He loves the click back 4-bet this deep. 200 bigs deep here.
Well, this would be a 5-bet.
Raise. Oh.
Click back 5-bet. I know what we do. I know what we're doing in other spots, especially in 6-max cash.
That does make a difference.
I know what I'm doing in 6-max cash to like the situation we're talking about. We just want to click sometimes there, 2.2, 2.5x, but this is different.
I guess I'm folding.
You guys folding? All right.
I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone in my chat said call. So I'm going to go with that. But this is sticky. I'm probably calling in game.
Yeah, I mean, you're still 200 bigs deep.
And clock's well in position.
Yeah. I think we do just. Anybody folding? We got a call. We got call, I guess. Elira says call. I call here. You played this hand to have everything happen, so you wanted to go this far. So, yeah, everybody in my chat's calling as well.
It says big one should raise bigger. No, I think this is good. This is like a little bit more than 3. I mean, you could go slightly bigger. But this is definitely pretty damn strong. 5-bet would be sick. 5-bet folding for sure, Matt, if I did 5-bet. Get down to 11K. From here, 11K? That's 2/3.
So we're getting just like little over 2 to 1 in position with ace-jack suited. Yeah, let's just call. I mean, let's just move on with it.
think we have a pretty trivial call here. We're in position. We're deep stacked. We got a good hand that can make the nuts. Plays pretty well in a 4-bet pot. So this is another reason why I prefer 3-betting instead of flatting, is because we're deep enough that we can easily call a 4-bet, which makes 3-betting a lot more attractive than flat calling. So folding is definitely an option if you give this guy 0 bluffs and he only has like aces and ace-king ever. But in general, that's a lot of players. But even if they have a range like jacks plus ace-king, we're in pretty poor shape. But if they play poorly enough post-flop, I think you can still get away with calling. But folding is definitely an option if you just think they're that absurdly tight. We do call. We don't do a lot of folding. So now when things get interesting, flop comes ace-king 4, 2 hearts. Villain bets 2,200. Should we fold, call, raise to 5,000, or raise to 8,000?
Beautiful.
Wall says 23 bigs just to see the flop.
All right. Oops. Did I mute Toe? Toe, you got me muted if you can hear me.
Sorry about that. I got you.
Yep. The calls are streaming into the chat.
23 bigs, yes, just to see the flop when we're 200 bigs deep. You know, it's 10% of our stack.
Please don't fold. Stop it.
Call. GBG raising to 8K. He's not scared. Top pair plus nut flush draw. Yes, indeed. Call.
Call smells like 8K to me, he says. Everybody's calling. I think calls just has to be the play. You just don't need to turn this into a bluff.
Nope.
I don't. Yeah, somebody says check, and that's not even an option. Yeah, like we got. Yeah, it's just have to call here. So we're gonna call, boys. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see how it rolls.
Wall's all in. He's not.
Yep, all in.
Call.
I think we have another very trivial call here, and obviously we have a flush draw to go to our hand, but with the ace-jack, where they're just way ahead or way behind, he either has ace-king, ace-queen, aces, kings, or he has a hand like queens or jacks or some random bluff like ace-5 suited, and we're way ahead. Plus we have a flush draw. Can disguise our hand. I think we have a very trivial call here. Raise, you could raise to 5,000 to get some value. That's an option as well, but I think calling here is just very, very superior. We do call. 4 diamonds on the turn. Villain checks. Should we check, bet 3,000, bet 5,000, or bet 7,500?
All right, boys.
I have lots of thoughts.
Me too.
So it says 3 for 3. Didn't raise. I'm getting better, says Marlon. Indeed. Indeed. Couple of calls. Well, that's something different. They missed that. The call isn't an option. We're first stack. You checked. Marlon says it's conflicted.
Damn, somebody said 7.5K to see where you stand. I mean, you're going to know right away because he's either going to jam, you know, some hands that beat you, or he's going to fold, you know. Like, you're going to find out where you stand real quick, and we're not going to get too much value from worse at that point.
I'm feeling evil, bet 5K, and then a bunch of checks. I have thoughts about this hand.
Me too.
When he checks the turn, we get a lot of information. So now I don't think he's got ace-king anymore. I think it's pretty hard for him to have ace-queen. And then he's got sets of king, like, you know, a boat now with kings that boated up. And then he's got a ton of underpairs. And I don't think I'm getting value from anything. I don't think I'm getting value from anything weaker.
So you think he's just going to be able to sometimes just check aces, kings? Ace-king would be interesting. I wonder if he would, you know, bet that. So he's going to check some aces, check some kings, check ace-queen. And then the underpairs aren't going to call a bet or anything anyway. But what I'm looking at here, kind of what's just sticking out to me is just like, if we bet 3K, so what we're thinking about what we're going to bet, what do these bet sizes do for the SPRs going into the river, you know? And when we make our best hand possible, what makes it appealing to get it in is
When
what
you
I'm
make your
thinking.
best hand
So,
possible, my question is, what is going to call 2 streets?
well, I mean, if we bet small here, maybe ace queen calls thinking they're chopping a lot. Would ace king take a line where it check calls? For instance, if we bet here on the turn, we get called and then hit the heart on the river, could we shove for value?
I mean, I would say that ace king probably bets here just because they get value from worse ace x and bet out the draws and not really
I
scared
think
before.
bet 300. If we are betting, I like 300. I mean 300, 3,000. I don't like any other bet size if we're betting. So for me, the options are 3,000 or check. I've seen a few 5Ks. I've seen a few 7.5Ks in chat. I just don't like those bet sizes as much as I like 3K. Checking seems reasonable as well. What worse hand is going to call? We can get a street of value on rivers as well if it breaks out a heart, making it look like we bluff, so maybe get hero by a king X.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a reasonable option as well.
I also think that if we check here, get
King.
to a river that bricks, and then if they check again, we can then comfortably bet for value on the river to get value from a king. Maybe some crying call from something else. I don't know what else. But
So if he doesn't have much, let's see. Yeah, he doesn't have much ace. We can get paid on a river. Maybe we get called by his king X, but it's going to be tough. I'm sorry, I'm reading through some of the chat.
so if we bet 3K here, we have a pot size shove on the river. But the question is, what's calling that's worse?
Where do we worried about him spiking on a river that beats us? So yeah, I think if we get another street, it's gonna be hard to get all the chips here from a worse hand. So maybe we get one more street of value on rivers, and we get to play it in position. Whereas getting check raised here sucks. And if he ever bets river, we have a pretty easy. Just a mandatory. It feels like when playing like this, bluff catch. So maybe checking here and it's good.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just thinking out loud.
D's Nuts said DTO would be checking here, and I'm wondering if DTO stands for D's Nuts Theory Optimal.
Yeah, part of me wants to bet 3K to set up a river jam sometimes, but where there's our river jam getting called by, and can we jam if we don't hit a heart? And can we get 2 streets from worse? So
so if a jack or a heart comes on the river, that's what he's shoving. I would say a heart makes sense, but a jack you should never be shoving because now you're just never getting called by worse. You're going to run into a lot of straights and stuff like that. Better 2 pairs. Boats.
All right, what are you doing here, Corey? I don't know. I don't know. I trust people sometimes. This is so close. He said 7.5K. I'm banning you. No, I'm kidding.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. All right, boys. All right, let's make a decision and move on. I'm going to say we can check because I don't know if we can get it all in 2 bets here. And he gave him a pretty strong range. I think it changes when he checks, but I don't still think we can target 2 streets versus the range to checks. So I don't know.
Chickadee check ourselves before we riggedy wreck ourselves.
All right, let's do it. Oh,
kind
shit.
of a similar situation to the flop bet. The 4 is a complete brick. I think checking is the very clear option here. Ace Jack, our kicker doesn't play, so now we chop with all the ace 4s, ace deuces, ace 3 suited that he might have bluffed with pre-flop, and we're also way ahead of his queens and jacks and king queen type of hands, and still way behind the ace king, aces and kings. So I think we should be taking our free card, and I'm just never happy when we bet and get called here that we have the best hand. Like if we bet and we get called, like pretty much we have to improve to win the pot. So I like checking a lot here. You could bet 5,000 and then call if he shoves, but then you're just getting it in against hands that dominate us and we might be drawing dead against. So I like checking back here, taking our free card. River's an ace, and he bets 2,400. Should we fold, call, raise to 7,500, or go all in?
Bink. What y'all say? Gator says call. Just a call, says Marlin. Call. We only use the ace king now.
Boys. I mean, he had me so shook by just thinking this guy has nut hands after all the guy did was c-bet I don't know. Maybe when he calls turn and he bets out 24 into 11, he bets a quarter pot, and we can't get any more value from anything worse when we raise, huh? What up, Poker? Poker, Mr. Kmart? Is that what it is? Thank you for that follow, buddy. What do you guys like here? Is anyone raising? He doesn't have many
I have
boats.
all these calls in my chat. We lose to ace king and pocket kings, pocket fours, right?
Yeah, I mean, pocket fours.
Now, part of
That's
me
it.
sees the argument of raising, we don't get value from worse, but other part of me says, bet the motherfucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tragedy if he has kings, all right. And we don't get his stack.
But do we get a stack if he's got kings? I mean, that's the
No,
argument.
we raise. We don't get. Our raise ever get called by worse hands,
That's the hard part I'm having.
other than pocket kings, and maybe kings when we raise. I mean, kings probably just folds. So, what does our raise accomplish?
God,
The only thing we lose to is 4-4, but one calls it jams.
I guess it's not the nuts because there's still quads and things out there. So we don't get penalized in the casino.
I know what you're saying. If you're not raising a full house here, what the fuck? Are we just have no raising range here? I feel like the biggest nit in the world when I call this on stream. When this occasionally happens, we like, I guess I call because we don't get called by worse and we just win. But I don't know.
I always raise this in game.
Oh yeah, AK call or Queens. Queens ain't calling. Raise to 7,500 carbs, and then he just says raise to 7,500. LOL.
What really bugs me is right now I'm running 4 for 4, and this is gonna mess up my perfect score if I don't get this right. And I'm arguing myself about call and always.
Well, I got to play contrarian to catch up. So whatever you pick, I'm going the opposite.
Extra pressure.
The game isn't. Our hand looks sexy. Let's go all in.
I don't feel like I'm beat here, Mike. I never feel like I'm beat here. That's not the issue I'm having. The issue I'm having is that when I raise here, what am I getting value from? I don't know what's worse that's calling. I get value from a 4, but do I ever raise here as a bluff with anything ever? Like, no. So that's making me want to call.
Go ahead, pick Cletus so I can just counter pick you.
Everyone said call.
If he re-raises, then you're beat.
Getting called by that's worse ever.
So somebody's advocating just put in 7,500 and then folding, like when we get jammed on. Oof! And then he's just going to jam with an ace as well.
No, you can't fold.
Oh, hell no, you can't fucking fold.
If he's got ace king, then or pair of 4.
But he can he can just have ace queen ace. You guys enough chops, and I don't know. It's all right.
I'm calling.
You're calling?
Yep.
Boys.
So what
all right.
to be
I would call as well, but for the sake of the competition, I have to do something else. I'm going all in. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Decision at most here, I actually think is a really interesting spot here. Obviously, we have aces full of 4s, but we still.
I clicked call and knew I won.
Ace king,
like 3 minutes before he did.
Ace king being the only hand we could lose to, I think. Yeah, he 4-bet. He never has pocket 4s, and we now beat pocket kings. So calling is definitely an option because I think if we raise, it's very hard for us to get called by a worse hand. We would just need him to kind of flick in, call it with pocket kings. I think raising to 7,500 is a very good option because it allows him to maybe call with a hand like pocket kings or something that he is, just like a lot of people just get tied to the strength of their hand, like, oh, I flopped a set, I can't fold. And then going all in, I don't really like going all in because I don't think we ever get called by a hand that we don't chop with, and I think we only get called when he has ace king or he has an ace that we chop with. So raising to 7,500 I think is a really good option, but I think calling might be the best option. It depends on how bad your opponent is and how good they are at hand reading. So I didn't know a lot about him, and the fact that Ace King makes up such a large portion of his 4-betting range, and there's still 3 combos of that he clearly could have. I think calling is a really good option. You could raise to 7,500, or if you think he overfolds, maybe he folds a chop, you could go all in. All 3 options are very viable depending on the player. I chose just to call, and the opponent showed pocket queens, which obviously we beat, and I just don't know what he's doing on the river. This is why we want to check back the turn. We get random spaz outs, and we win a big 4-bet pot.
Interesting.
Swish. You know what's funny about the whole thing? Is that I had already clicked call and saw the 10 like 2 minutes while you were still talking. And I was saying, shh, in my chat, don't tell him.
Well played. Yeah, well played.
I didn't cheat.
I mean,
I clicked it right at the buzzer, right before you, while you were taking your last vote there. It was funny.
no, I just had. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not raising there.
No, you were calling the game. You had your bets.
Yeah, you have to. You have to hedge in this. But let's find another. I keep getting dash.
Kep said he wants to play one of the new ones here. He gave me a number. I gotta find it. It was.
This game is funny. Somebody in my chat said he might have queens. That's funny.
Yeah, I said I thought he had queens or jacks. Damn it, Kep!
Talk to HJ. I see you, bro.
I lost the number, buddy. I can't scroll up high enough.
Glad you're enjoying the steady stream, Dino. That's what's up, my dude. 550, you said?
Yeah, I think that's a cash one though. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit.
1-2 cash. Everybody in this bitch has played 1-2 at some point, regrettably. So everybody probably in these streams that's played poker has played 1-2 at some point in their lives. So I guess we can look. And it's Jonathan Little playing a 1-2 cash. What the fuck is? He has to be reviewing this from somebody else. But Jonathan Little in a 1-2 cash game. This should be funny.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it. I need to know the context.
Here we have 9-7 of clubs. Oh, happy days. Folds around to the cutoff, who makes it $7. It's a loose aggressive player. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 24, or re-raise to 36?
JL knitting it up in the 1-2.
All right. So this is cool. I like this. So we might have to do this for our quizzes, man.
Do what?
You see how he has his like face down there and
face
shit?
Down there?
Yeah, I gotta help me set that up. That shit is tight.
Oh, magic of Camtasia.
Oh yeah, we can do that on Camtasia. I'm gonna do that next time for the other quizzes. All right. So let's figure this out. Cash game. Any cash game heroes out there? What are we doing out there in the chat? Cash game heroes
I am
of
way
the
out
world.
of my element. So
He says I'm way out of my element.
Sixes has a major advantage on this one.
I mean, this is different.
You played an AC a few years ago. That's cool. Cyrus is calling. I see a 24. Folder 3-bet from deuces.
Deep
Barnes will be
pokes.
a deep call. Just a call here. He's a lag. Damn, this is a fold. This is Kep. Fold, but I suck, says Joe. This guy's a lag. Huh?
Look at this. Everybody, I'm getting like no. Come on, guys. Where we at here? The cash game has people shook. Everybody's scared to give an opinion. It's 1-2, baby. What we doing here? Yeah, we are pretty shallow, just 100 bigs. Fold it isn't multi-way enough. Ship's calling. I mean, caller raise would be fine here.
I got a fuckload of calls. And then a couple of raises to 24.
Minus
I
the bear
think
says
that I
fold.
would raise or fold this myself.
I mean, it just depends. A lag in the cash game where these games, we're not going to get squeezed by this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see people flat here, but playing this in a small blind, obviously not ideal. I'll be honest, I use it as a 3-bet, occasionally to a lag. We're going to have nice coverage on a lot of different boards. And it kind of fits in a kind of a polarized 3-bet range. Some of the hands like this, as well as the top of our range. But I mean, I guess Justin would probably, our buddy would want to use a strong linear range here. I would say a lot more, and then maybe have a couple combos like this in there, the 8-9s and 9-7. So that's why I'm advocating maybe a raise here.
Yeah, I think we check with a lot of flops, man. I think you're right. I think the flops okay.
Yeah,
you do get board coverage and stuff that needs to continue on. And I just think this is one of those hands that's kind of too weak to flat. And so we have to either raise or fold. I'm on 24 for me. I'm kind of with a couple of 24 guys. I wouldn't hate a fold either, to be honest with you. I think folding.
I am not folding here to a lag in a cash game where I can reload for more money. It's just not happening. I mean, it folds around to him in late position. We're just folding here. Whew.
I'll wait till I'm on the burn and then 3-bet.
The fuck are we waiting for? It's cash. Yeah, there's just play.
When you're a baller like sixes over here.
No, there's no baller. It's like this is a hand and I'm a wreck this guy with, All right, let's play some poker. Let's do it.
1, 2. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3. I think I see 24s and calls.
Fold, Lyra says.
I don't think folding is necessarily that bad.
It's not. It's really not. It's really not. When he 4-bet you, you'll be running for the hills, and then I'll just be buying in for $24 more. All right, let's do it. I'd mostly fold here, but some frequency I raise. Let's do it. I'm raising. I'm going to live with it.
24.
All right.
This is a situation where we really only have two options. We can either call or re-raise to 24. You don't want to make it huge, because when you make it huge, then when you get action, you're just really not loving it. So the times you want to call are when the big blind is particularly terrible. If the big blind is going to be calling a lot, then just stacking off poorly post-flop, that's great. If the big blind is going to literally fold everything besides the nuts pre-flop, that's great too, because it's almost like we're closing the action in the big blind, getting better odds than normal, right? But if the big blind's normal, or we don't know what the big blind is going to do incorrectly, we are almost always better off 3-betting most of our playable hands from the small blind against a late position raiser, especially if the late position raiser raises with too many hands. And that's very often what loose aggressive players do. They make money because you fold too often. So don't fold too often and get in there and fight fire with fire. It's hard to fight fire with being passive from out of position with a hand that's going to make 9 high a lot of the time, right? So you got to fight it with fire. We make it 24. Opponent calls. Flop comes ace, 8, 4. Should we check, bet 14, bet 28, or bet 42?
All right, guys, we 3-bet. Now we got a C-bet. What size? 0 with the check. 14, 28, or 42. What do you guys think?
All right. Let's do it. What are you guys thinking here?
Matt's got a 14 out there. No, here comes some 28 streaming in.
Some 28, huh?
Marlon check raising with the.
So Lyra says 42. Sheesh. Not doing 42, buddy. Check raise, delay bet. People are all over the fucking place here. Holy shit! I've seen every option now.
I got
cash game just has people rattled.
3 14s.
Higmo, I feel you on the 14. 14 on the dry board. Let's bet flop a third. Yeah, I'll get into that. So what I'm thinking, personally, I think we just go a third. There are going to be some cards on the turn that we can pick up some equity with. Clubs, straight draw cards, 6, 5, 10. So yeah, and this range is really good for our 3-bet. At a position, I don't think we need to use a big sizing on such a dry board. We just don't need a big size. We would be betting small with our ace kings and a lot of other hands in our range. So I think I would just want to go small. 14 for sure.
I think he's got an ace or he doesn't. We're going to find out now. And then I'm going to bet all clubs, 10s and 6s.
Backdoor draw.
Even a 5 on the turn.
Range advantage. I think we're just going to have a lot of strong hands when we 3-bet, more so than when he calls. So we have a range advantage here on such a dry board. 14 might just get it done, get his king 10s and shit like that. King queen suggests fold here. King queen of diamonds or something like that just folds. That's great for us. And we get to realize our equity for a little cheaper. I'm going 14.
Me too.
All right, let's see what happens, boys. Flex.
This is a great spot to keep betting, and we don't need to use a big sizing. So in this scenario, we probably have a bit of a range advantage, although maybe not if our opponent knows what's going on, because if we're 3-betting everything in our range, then that may not be the case. But this is a board that should not connect so well with our opponent's range. So if we have the range advantage and the board's not going to connect with the opponent's range, we want to be betting frequently and small. You also want to ask what draws are available if we do want to bet with a polarized range. Well, almost none. So the draws are going to be backdoor straight and flush draws, which is what we have. So we need to bet, and we need to bet using a small sizing. I know some of you are looking at this and saying, when you bet 14, isn't he going to call you a lot? Well, he is. But realize that's fine if we are balanced. And we're going to pick up some equity with this hand some portion of the time. Turns at 5. Should we check, bet 28, bet 48, or bet 78?
Now what do we do? Matt's so excited he can't even get the words out.
Toe.
Yo.
Do you think we have a range advantage when we 3-bet here and then we get this board? Somebody's saying we don't, and I should plug it into Equilabs that we don't have a range advantage when he calls our 3-bet on this board and we're out of position.
No, because he's got more aces than we do, right?
Does he?
Sure, because he's going to be playing... actually, no, because we'd be 3-betting our weaker aces and our stronger aces, right? Weaker aces as a bluff and stronger aces for value. Plus, we have all pocket
He's folding
pairs.
some out as well. Yeah, I mean, we
I'll
have...
suited pain.
I guess you... Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, we just have... I guess he can flat aces, hands like that. But we're going to have aces, ace, king, ace, queens. Going to have all the strong... And some suited aces we 3-bet from here. But... So what are we going to do here? 78. We bet small, so we kept in a pretty wide range of hands, which would include some backdoor flush draws, some other pairs. Woof. Do we want to double barrel this card?
48 and a check. So I got
I
everything
mean, this
but the
is all
70
in.
top.
Yeah, all in. Most of your stack, or another small stab, or a check give up.
I know what I'm doing.
He should only have an ace here if he's not floating. 48 McDooley says. Oh, I say it's McDooley. McDoo. My dude was good. So Ship says 28. 48 for Higmo here. What do you like, Cyrus? When we get to this point, my dude. Make him prove he has it. Put pressure on his weak ace. Aces, trying to make somebody fold an ace in his jacks.
Things are awry when Nitty Matt in my chat is screaming bet, bet, bet at the top of his lungs.
DJ Bobby, what's up, my dude? You say 28 in Bomb River? Just go for it and rep. Nitty Matt. 48, man. I'm surprised to see so many 48s, bro.
Really? What are you doing?
I mean,
just for the record, I'm going 48, so I'm curious what you're doing.
Oh my goodness. Fuck, you're just really, we're just not going to go small here.
Nope. Folding out all his underpairs.
And you don't think 28's going to accomplish that?
No.
Jesus Christ, dude.
28 into a almost 80 pot, doesn't look scary at all, right?
I really don't know what I'm doing here.
The old alley-oop.
Yeah, we do alley-oop a lot. We pick up more equity, and then if he calls, if we don't, unimproved. Like when we bet turn 48, we just give up rivers when he calls it unimproved. But 28, we still keep in a portion of his range. Goddamn, boys.
Kep says we do block some of his draws, though. He shouldn't have.
We keep betting for
9,
sure.
10, 7, 6. Right, because this is a 3-bet pot. So he's got those suited.
Do we ever want to use a small sizing again on a 5? Oh, man. All right. Bet 2/3, and you get more value and balanced. Damn, man, we got a lot of debate. This is a very debatable hand for a lot of guys. All right. I don't want to fucking put in half my stack and end up giving it. 28 probably accomplishes the same thing with some of those pairs. Jacks and tens and all that shit's folding now anyway, right? Sevens probably still calls. We got sevens. Sixes, he has a lot of ace X. Sheesh.
It's a fair argument that they might fold under pairs to 28.
Fuck, man, I really don't know what to do here. He doesn't have over pairs. Maybe check if no 5 club. Our spot bet was so fucking small that he's going to continue extremely wide. That's the problem. In cash game,
Things like king, queen of spades, queen, jack of spades, same thing in hearts.
yeah. All right, I got to put this one on somebody. What are we doing here? Who said something in chat? I need to call. D-Pokes, what are we doing here? D-Poker Pro, if you're out there, 10 seconds, let me know. He said, Ship says, probably give up. After this, I hate giving up. All right. What are we doing here, Corey? Let me know. And then we're just going to... I haven't chosen anybody today. So, Corey, this is your spot. Corey. Oh, D-Poke's at 48. We're going 48.
Sorry.
Let's do it. Corey said, ship it.
We got shot on the turn, so that's nice. So we should probably keep betting. If we turned literally no additional equity, we should probably give up. But in this scenario, whenever we turn a 5, a 6, a 10, a jack, or a club, any of that, we should continue betting. I know it seems a little bit aggressive, but think about this, right? If we have a lot of draws in our range, and we have all the nut hands available, and our opponent has like ace, jack, and worse a lot of the time, this is definitely a spot where we want to be betting. Obviously, this spot gets even better to bet if our opponent always raises 2-pair and better on the flop, right? As many recreational players do. Because if they're raising 2-pair better on the flop, it means they have ace, jack, and worse with no 2-pair possibilities. And that's just clearly fantastic. So this is a spot where I'm very often betting the turn. So we do go 48. I don't think we need to go too huge here. If we go 78 and our opponent calls, then we have no potential fold equity on the river, which is not really good, right? We want to make sure we have fold equity. So either 28 or 48 is a solid bet. If you're playing live poker and you can just tell your opponent loves their hand, well, maybe you should give up. But whenever you turn additional equity with your draws, you usually should keep betting. And what ends up happening here is some of your draws you end up giving up, and some of your draws you don't. And that way, you are keeping the correct game theory optimal ratios of 50-50 nut hands to draws if you just kind of follow that rule. I mean, sure, sometimes you're going to end up bluffing a little bit too much. Sometimes you're going to end up having a little bit too much value, depending on what the turn card is. Like right here, if the turn was a 2, notice a lot of the obvious draws just completely missed. That said, we would still have 6-5 suited and 7-6 suited that could keep betting. All of those would keep betting. And notice here, if we had 7-6, we'd keep betting. If we did a 6-5 here, I would check, by the way. It becomes a bit of a marginal made hand. I don't think we need to bluff it. We could bluff it, but it's still possible for our opponent to have king high on this flop. And they could even have stuff like jack 10 of clubs that we don't need to bet off whenever we have 6-5. So if I had 6-5, I'd be check calling a turn bet, most likely. And also, I'd also check here with the marginal aces, like ace 9 and lower. Maybe ace 10 and lower. I would bet ace jack and better. So that's roughly what we're doing here. You can run this through the range analyzer, see if it looks kind of balanced. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm pretty sure it's at least not terrible. And doing lots and lots of study away from the table will make it to where your default strategies are not terrible. All right, we get called. Not a particularly great river. The river is a 4. Should we check, bet 52, or go all in?
Well, we got ourselves into this mess. Now what? Check folds, says Matt. Yeah.
All right.
And it's saying, well, we just got ourselves into this mess. Now what?
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. We have 57 behind, and there's 174 in the pot. No, there's 174 big blinds, and we have 114 behind, right? No, wait a minute. We have 57 big blinds. Okay, yeah, and there's 174. Yeah. All right. Well, boys, Do we even have enough? What do we? He's just gonna have to call. Yeah. Are we going 1, 2, 3 here?
That's the big question here, right? I got a couple of check folds, 1 fold pre-flop, and then a couple of only ways to win is the bet.
Look at all the chat. It's National Chat Pro Day. I love it. Gonna have to reload anyways.
We only win
there
if
it
we
is.
shove, but we've been called 2 streets, time to give up, I think.
Corey says, got to barrel anyway. Got to reload anyways. Barrel number 3, shove. You don't have to give up.
Jamming.
Match jamming. Everybody's barreling. Sheesh, a bunch of animals.
Jam and reload for Ginger, too.
Mick Ite says, all in. Ha ha.
What do you think, Sixes?
I mean, you know, when we study together and we get to this situation a lot, and we've said to ourselves, when we fire that big turn barrel and they still call it,
Mm-hmm.
and the board does not change, we've kind of condensed their range, and we should be giving up.
Like we 3-bet this pre, we bet the flop, we bomb the turn.
We should be giving up. It hurt. It fucking.
You said ace. You said ace. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just checking and losing. Yeah, I mean, when we fucking bomb the turn,
even
we
Marlin's
3-bet.
folding.
What?
Well, this is weird. Match jamming and Marlin is folding. We're in the goddamn Twilight Zone over here.
That's literally the first time in history that's happened. Timestamp this day and time.
Clip
these
it.
two. Yeah. All right, the turn was a check. Jeez, no, we didn't check a turn. I like the bet on the turn. I was just conflicted with sizing. But yeah, I like the bigger sizing. He chose. Good job, D Pokes. Give up now, DJ. Bobby says, I kind of agree. All right, all joking aside, check folding is probably correct. Yeah. Nitty Matt wants to shove, and Marlon wants to check. So, yeah, I'm just giving up when we've condensed his range. It feels like with the big bet on the turn, we bet flop. Story just checks out. And this doesn't change anything from a range perspective here. If anything, it makes him easier for him to call.
I don't think like much is folding. Like I guess, like you guys said, ace 10 maybe, ace 7.
We're now trying to make a man to fold an ace in the cash game.
Yeah.
Where he's getting 3-1, you know, just not fucking over 3-1.
It's check.
Making somebody fold an ace, getting over 3.2-1 in cash, like yikes, dude. All right, but let's check this shit out real quick and see what happens.
Well, don't bet 52, first things first. If you bet 52, you're going to get called by a lot of ace-x, and we really want to get ace-x to fold because that's a lot of what our opponent has here. Backdoor flush does come in. So if we had the backdoor flush here with 9-7 of spades, with, well, any spade draw that we would have bet on the turn very clearly, besides maybe the king-high ones, if we have the spades, we will definitely be jamming the river. So we're going to jam the river with the good spades. We're going to jam the river with our boats. Do we jam the river with ace-king and ace-queen? I think that's certainly viable. And then we get to bluff with some of our bluffs. Does this hand have any showdown value? Obviously no. So this is at least a bluff candidate. I'm not sure if it's actually the best bluffing hand because we're trying to get stuff like ace-9 and ace-7 to fold, and having the 9 and the 7 in our hand block those a little bit. That said, this hand just has no potential to win, and remember, we are demolishing our opponent's range right here. We're only realistically losing to ace-8, ace-5, and ace-4. Maybe pocket 8s, right? Maybe pocket 5s. And our range should be in very, very good shape in this scenario, I think. Especially given we have bet flop and bet turn and very clearly polarized our range. So I like an all-in. Sometimes you're going to get called and you're going to lose. But this time we don't. We win the pot.
He said that he was trying to get ace-7 and ace-9 to fold. And we were like, there's no way those hands are out there. We block them. They're not folding. Super close though, right? 8 points. And I think that's the difference, is he thinks he can get an ace to fold, and I don't think he can. And he even doubted himself there for a second, right? He's like, maybe it's not the best bluffing hand. But I don't have any showdown value, and I'm rich.
I have no showdown value. I'm rich, and I'll snap reload. All you guys out there, I said you jam in cash. You always jam when you have 0 equity on river.
Yeah.
I think you might be... I thought we condensed his range enough on turn, but If you're making cats fold an ace in cash, that's amazing. And people will.
I don't know if they will at 1-2. That's my argument.
Beast. You guys are some beast.
Beasts.
You guys are some beast. I love it.
Ever folding an ace at the Borgata, he says.
Damn, man. I don't know how much time I have. He said, they do trust me. All I play is 1-2. The pot is 174, I think. Or did we have 114 big blind? It was really hard to tell. I'm going to see. Well, so the pot is 174, and behind we have 114 big blind. Oh, I thought we had less. Oh, he got raked 114. He raked 114 big blind pot. So he did shove 57 into 174, guys. And he raked 114. Okay. All right, let's do one more real quick before I get yelled at. You know it's time. The weekly getting yelled at because I got to go somewhere.
Well, let's do the Spazzy guy. We never did that one.
The Spazzy.
The 36 something, whatever the hell the stats were. I got to find it.
Oh, I know what you're saying. I've seen that one.
631.
631.
This should get crazy interesting.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm like all it. 34, 28, 13. This player is an inspiration. I like this cat already.
He's the $22 major. He's like the guy we play against always.
I love this guy already, dude. This is my kind of guy. 34, 28, 13. Let's go.
Ready?
Okay, guys, so in this hand, you're in a $22 Sunday Major on PokerStars. Getting a little deeper, you have King of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds in the hijack. The villain position is under the gun +2, and he is running 34-28. So that means his VPIP, the percentage of the time he will voluntarily put chips in the pot when he's dealt a hand is 34% of the time, and he will pre-flop raise 28% of the time. And he has a 13% 3-bet. Your stack is 21,359 at 200, 400 with an ante of 50. Pre-flop here, do you want to fold, call, raise to 2,400, or raise to 3,000?
All right. What are we doing here, boys? What do we like?
What do you guys? King Dude says, I'm out. No brain melt for me. We got to see all angles. We got to see all styles, King Deuces.
Somebody's folding because they don't want a tough spot. Is that what I heard?
No, they're folding because the coach is going to melt their brain.
I like a fold pre here. Man, if people are folding king, queen behind, it's just the easiest. I'm not folding here. I know what I have an idea what I'm doing.
Me too.
I know what I'm doing, but what is, Alex doing is the question. Damn, I should have closed that window.
So it says 3-betting all of our offsuit broadways. 24 says Matt. 24 says Joe. 24 says Show.
We just did a quiz. We just did an Alex quiz, and I always pick the bigger 3-bet sizing, and they never like it. Although when I study, it likes bigger 3-bet sizes, and my coach likes bigger 3-bet sizes, so it's always weird. You can't call, it's offsuit and won't play good multi-way, and we may get squeezed behind, so I don't think we flat. So I don't know if we fold. So which one of these options? We're going to call because this guy weak? Let's see. I love flatting. Why does everyone want to 3-bet so much? Ship likes flatting. Okay. Yeah, if that shit doesn't crash all day. I must be talking about ACR. Fuck queen offsuit, man. Never flatting. That's for sure. 3-bet. All right, we're doing it. I am personally would like to go 3x, but I think he's going to want to go a little bit smaller so he can just play heads up versus this guy in position without risking too much. So 24
all day.
I'm never not going 3K in this spot, but
All right, cool.
I mean, you know,
how,
yeah, I'm 3 to 33, 34 or something like that sometimes.
We're going to go 2,400 though because the whole army said 2,400.
The old army said 20. All right, well, contrarian time. I'm going 3K.
All right.
Let's do it.
If you said full, do an under the gun +2 raise. That's never a bad play with king queen offsuit. Actually, I think the worst play here is cold calling, just because there's so many guys that can squeeze on you here. And as you get deeper into a PokerStars major, they're going to, or any big online major, America's Card Room, anywhere, where people can do statistic tracking, they're going to see who's opening quite a bit. So if they see a guy who's opening quite a bit and a guy who cold calls, they're going to know you would have 3-bet with anything halfway decent. So they just assume this guy's raising with nothing, you're calling with nothing. Well, good time to squeeze, and everybody's got squeezing chips. Whereas if you 3-bet, you kind of freeze that out. Villain 78 has to jam. Villain 79, I guess, has a cold 4-bet, but most guys don't know that. Villain 80 doesn't. Villain 81 out of position kind of doesn't. So I think you, just due to the stack layout, you put people in a really goofy position. Now, my personal opinion is you want to play a pot with this guy. Some people see 30, 4, 28, and they get afraid. 9 out of 10 of those guys are just bullies who can't play. I want them heads up, and I want to play ball with them, right? So this is probably the biggest amount he'll call out of position. 3,000 is fine too, but you're really angling for a fold there, which is fine, but I think we should try to get a call. So we do get a call, but we miss the board. He checks. Now here, do you want to check? Do you want to bet 2,261? Do you want to bet 2,925? Or do you want to bet 3,861?
And some of these bet sizes are so close. What do you guys think, Toe Army?
Cat one day. All right.
C-bet in the flop or not, and how much? I was just saying how 22 and 29 are so close, like bet size wise.
Yeah, and then going 38. Is he going to just try to use a big one and done here? Or is he just going to use the smaller sizing? 26, 21. Big Dude says cheese. Paint says 29. Extremely dry flop, trying to get value with your overpairs. Overvaluing king, queen is mindlessly c-betting a third on ace-high boards or 2019 biggest leagues. He goes big or half. You don't think he uses a small one here?
22, string him in my chat.
Yeah, it's all over the place here. I got a check back, big or half, a third. I've got, yeah. The sixes army is just conflicted. We're all over the place, boys.
Big for Marlin.
I mean, I feel like I just got to go 22, as I would with a lot of my range. But at the same time, going bigger for a bigger one and done. Why?
Dada, we're leaving in 15 minutes.
Okay, buddy. I know you guys knew it was coming.
Mom sent in pocket fives to lay down the law.
I know, right? All right, go ahead. I'll be done in a minute. Go ahead. All right, so we got to get through this one, boys. All right, I'm going to go with...
I'm going to say 22, so we're going to go 22.
Yeah, we're going to go 22. Let's do it.
This was a hand I had to punish you guys a little bit for the small bet. Because here, you got to look at the stack sizes. If you bet 2,261, okay, you'll have...
I feel you. I like it.
Like, you can make it work. You can bet really small, and hopefully he calls with his ace highs and stuff like that. And then you can bet but the stacks are pretty iffy for it. And also online, some guys will pick up on the fact, like, if you really had a big hand, wouldn't you bet a little bit bigger on this coordinated board? So if he randomly check raises you there, so let's say you make it 2,000.
Agreed. I agree.
161, he makes it 5,000. Well, he's risking 5,000 to win 12,000, so his bet, oh, dear God, hold on. Not that this is going to happen too much, but it'll be something like this, right? So his bet needs to work 41% of the time. That means 58% of the time you're going to have to do something. Now, the average guy is not going to do that, but We have another bet available to us here, 3861. He cannot check raise without being committed to us. Well, he can, but most people don't think that. And more importantly, a buddy of mine who's getting better with the GTO software, he was looking at what kind of bets do well versus big ranges. And it seems like bigger bets do have some benefits, both when you have the hand and you don't have the hand. Because
Yep.
in my hypothesis for this, just on a strictly exploitative standpoint, is if the guy has high cards, you really would like to know he's folding. You're not going to get much value from them anyway, and you would just like to definitively know he's folding. And those high cards, and if he's got a pair, he's not folding to anything. So a big bet really is nice with a lot of hands in your range, because let's say you do have the hand, well, you're going to bet big because you want. He's going to call with pairs regardless, and you beat most of them, so you might as well get big amounts, right? And if you have nothing, big amounts make some sense as well, because he's got high cards that could re-bluff you. You would rather just have him fold those out, and then if he's folding his high cards and he's opening like 20% of the hands here and flatting out of position, he's folding. Your bet here needs to work, what is it, 42.8% of the time, if it's 3/4 of the pot, right? And he's going to have high cards 55% of the time. And a big bet's really likely when he doesn't have a check raise and it feels really awkward to call out of position. He's usually just going to fold those high cards, and bam, you've just pocketed some big blinds, which you could really use in this tournament. And he did go ahead and fold here.
There we go. I could definitely see the argument for the big bet, because if we did have pocket aces, we definitely would be going big. So I can actually see the logic on that one.
No, yeah, because some of our over pairs in this spot, we can use more dynamic sizings. When we have over pairs in some of these spots where we're particularly, his continuing range may be inelastic with his pairs and such, and we're just going to get one big streak from those as well. So maybe we do just use a bigger sizing sometime in this spot. And he wants to mix that in with some bluffs as well and just try to get maximize fold equity. So I like it. I really like it. I think we can autopilot and go small there. I just wonder if he likes going a third there if he has a club, because he has more double barrel equity, because he can barrel clubs, more overs and things like that. So I wonder if he has a club, would he like a small bet a little bit better? But here, just not having any backdoor equity and just 2 overs, he just wants to just pound the shit and probably one and done it, make him get a lot of folds up front.
I can definitely see it.
Right.
Makes sense to me, man.
Yep, but yeah, that's I gotta peace out. Like I gotta leave here in like 10 minutes.
No worries.
But yeah, man, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll both be back tomorrow. Remember, we say it every week. You can sign up and do some of these quizzes yourself for free. We both have a couple on the site. I think I still have one. I should have more uploaded here pretty soon. Toe has a couple. And there's 600, a lot of materials, a lot of free stuff, charts, for free. So a lot of study materials just for creating a free account. And then the premium stuff is amazing. Webinars every week. Boys, you got to get in there and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Exclamation point PC in my chat and Sixes chat. If you'd like the link to sign up for at least get the free content, by all means, get out there, get in there, get better. Get her done.
Mom, I want to go
here. All right, guys. I gotta I gotta get out of here. Yeah, there it is. Exclamation point PC in the chat right there. You guys can sign up there.
You want to just
and
throw
we'll
me
be
the
back
host,
next.
I'll do the giveaway and then throw it to someone else?
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm gonna throw Toe the host. Guys, get over there. Giveaway courtesy of myself, because we took another one. I think it was close.
It was close.
And yeah. All right, boys. I'm out of here. Thank you again for that support. Big day tomorrow. Iggy majors, big ass tournaments. We're playing the 450 and a bunch of other stuff tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys back. Have a nice weekend, guys, and thanks again, Toe. It's always a pleasure, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, see you, man.
Take care, man.
Peace.
All right, guys. We're gonna get this giveaway going. Cost is gonna be 0 tickets, and you can max out at 100. We'll wait for the host from my man Sixes before we throw this off, so everyone can get involved. Gonna hang out with him. Thanks for hanging out again. PC in the chat so you can see it to get up all that free content. Also for the Team Toe and Tier 1, Tier 2 subbies. We'll be doing that instead of stream. Let's do I don't know, give it 5 minutes after this stream and then meet up so we can use the bathroom, get a snack, what have you. Waiting for that host before we throw it out there, Matt. So there's no tickets yet. Hold tight, my man. We haven't clicked start. You got the itchy trigger finger.
There it is. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're going to throw this giveaway out. Thanks for the raid, buddy. Welcome, guys. We'll start the giveaway. Like I said, cost is $0. Tickets are $100. It'll be either an ACR or a PayPal giveaway, whatever works for you. We'll click start and let that run for a few minutes. So get out there, ! Tickets, space 100. Tickets Max works as well. Here they come, here they come. Here they come. While we're doing that, we can throw in one more quiz, huh? We'll go way down the line. Throw in a quiz while we let you guys jump in for the tickets, ! Tickets, space 100. We'll get you into the raffle they're streaming. Come on in. Come on in. All right, let's do one of these quizzes while we wait real quick. I don't know what one. Let's do... I'm trying to see something more kind of relatable to you guys. 88 online? That seems like a good one. Let's check this one out.
All right, Matt Affleck back here with another quiz. If you've been following around the last few quizzes, you've kind of seen how this tournament's gone. We had 9 big blinds. Now we're posting our big blind. We have King of Spades, 7 of Hearts. Folds to the hijack, who mins. Small blind flats, and we have King 7 off in the big blind. Should we fold, call, or raise all in?
All right, guys. Fold, call, or jam. Ooh. What do you guys think? Deep Oak's coming in with the call. This is Matt Affleck, T-Dubs. Poker playing idiot folds. Folds. Folds from Joe. Fold from JPG. Everyone's scared. Fold from Show. For a min raise, King 7. This is super close. I know King 8, King 9 could be a flat. This one's close. And our stack size is such that we're under 10 bigs. I do think we have some fold equity. God, like I am really close to jamming here. Really close to jamming here. King 9 plus 3 flat. Sure, I agree with that one for sure. Kept calling. I could see calling, but then I guess we can call and just realize our equity and go with it too. Get knocked down to 10 bigs to 8 bigs. Ooh, this is a close one for me. If I knew anything about these villains, I could see myself jamming here a lot. We definitely have fold equity, right? He's only got 36 invested. We're going to jam 14 more. So how much is that? Maybe we don't have fold equity. Feels like we do. Let me see. Let me see. 14, 186 minus. So it's like 10K more. Yeah, we have fold equity for sure. What's the opening into 10 my sack? Wish we knew that. Yeah, I think he's got. He might be slightly tighter. He'd definitely be tighter if we had more stacks that were short like this because there's more of a chance. But he could just easily raise fold a lot of hands here, right? Like Queen. What's Queen Jack doing? Queen Jack's not going to call off, but they're definitely going to open, right? Things like that. I think it's fold, but I don't know that we could fold for one blind here. I think I would jam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folds. 1, 2 calls. Another fold. All right, we're going to fold because you guys said so. Man, everything in me kind of wants to jam here. We'll see what happens. Call is fair too.
So if you've been following along with the quizzes, I had a previous quiz where I talked about short stack play from the big blind and defending, and how you need to be defending really wide because you have no positional disadvantage when you're on the short stack and you get to realize all your equity. Here with king 7 off, we are getting 6-1, so we only need 14% equity to call. And because we're so short, we will probably realize our fold equity. Like whenever we flop anything, pretty much. We're never going to make a bad fold, I don't think. So I ran this sim. We'll kind of run it here. I have king 7 off. I have kind of a standard 23% opening range. And then I have a flatting range for the small blind. I kind of just guesstimated, and we don't need to do this. But even you can see here, we have 23% equity, even with king 7 off, which is a pretty shitty hand.
You only need 14.
And we only need 14%. So I gave calling a score of 10, folding a score of 5, and all at a score of 0. And I think you need to be defending here with king 7 off, given how good of a price you're getting. I do call. The flop comes 10-9-5 rainbow. Should we check? Bet 3,000, bet 5,000, bet all in.
Yeah, so folding definitely out of the option. Call 100%. We're getting massive odds to call there. We don't have to worry about getting a king and not realizing equity. We're just going broke. King Rado, thank you for the follow as well. And we had another follow that I missed earlier, I think, too. Who was it? It was Pacey. Pacey, thank you for the follow. Quarter pot says, show, check. 14%. Poker Tracker will tell you. It's a must call. Check. I kind of agree with the check as well. A jam is super sexy. Why? Check. I agree. Let's check.
I think we have a very easy check. Give that a score of 10, and every other option a score of 0. The key thing here is when you defend on these short stacks, you don't need to like just shove in on any flop, etc. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you have to stop and go and everything. No, you're trying to flop like a decent amount of equity, and we really don't have any equity. But to show you an example of how wide, though, if this flop was 9-6-5, so we flop a gutter with the 7 and an overcard, we'd be getting all the money in. You don't need a lot, like 4-5, 3-4-5, where we have an over, a gutter, 2 overs, and a gut shot. Like that's enough equity to get it in here. We don't need a lot because we only have a pot size bet left. So, but here we check. Button checks back. Turn is a king, and it checks to us. Do we
hit top pair? What do you think?
Check. Bet 3,000. Bet 4,000. Bet 6,000, or bet all in.
What do y'all think? I can see that, but King 7 was dominated so much, but it doesn't matter poker playing because when we have 10 bigs or less, we're going broke with top pair. Doesn't matter. That definitely matters if we're deeper because we don't want to get negative implied odds. But when you're 10 bigs deep and you get top pair, you're just going with it. And like Matt said too, like you have to pick up like just a couple overs and a gutter, you're going with it because we're that short. 3K, 55, 49, 8. 4K, check raise, shove. Whoa. So let me take this here. 5,500 isn't an option, Uncle Ian. 4,000, I see. 4K, 2 4Ks, a 3K, and a check. 2 4Ks, a 3K, and a check, which means we should go 4K here. I personally would be checking. I don't know what betting out here accomplishes. We're only getting called by better. Worse is always folding. So I think checking is the only option. And then if they bet, we get to just check shove. Let's see what happens. Oh, he likes jamming.
So we hit our gin card here on the turn.
Wants to price out the draws.
And the question is, how do we want to get the money in?
It's really close,
I think there's 3 relevant options here. Checking, betting 3,000, or betting all in. The middle lane sizings of 4 and 6,000 really don't do anything. Because our hand needs a little bit of protection because there's a lot of draws. So that's why betting small is nice instead of checking, because we want to fold out we don't want Jack 7 suited of diamonds to get a free card here, or 7-6 suited that just has a bare gut shot. We don't want to give him that free card to try to hit it because we're probably not getting any more money against that hand anyway. So Betting all in it for a 10 is nice because I think people overcall on the spot. They think we're just putting it in. We can get called by worse hands when we shove. Like a 10 that slow played is going to call. Like villain 5 has a, like ace 10. He's probably not going to fold to our shove. And we have a lot of draws, like, you know, a lot of club draws and stuff that we want to be getting the money in with. So shoving's nice. Betting 3,000 is nice because we get called by hands like ace queen offsuit, ace jack, worse king, or like 10x. Like a lot of good things can happen. Then we can shove the river. And by checking is also a good option because we allow villain 2 to bluff. The king is a good card for villain 2's range. He can try to bluff and represent that with like ace queen, ace jack. A lot of good things can happen with the check too. And while we need a little protection, we don't need a ton of protection with our hand. So it's close between all three. We check this time. Villain 2 bets 6,200. It's back on us. Should we fold, call, or raise all in?
I mean, I'm just going to answer for you. We're definitely going with top pair. We already said jamming it for sure. We can't fold it. Yeah, so Mars is confused. The 10 is a bad card. Yes, because the 10 gives us really no straight draws, right? Like, I guess it's backdoor 8 and a jack, backdoor 6 and an 8. We really want to have some sort of like gut shot and overs. You know, you just way more. You don't have to hit 2 running cards to get there. That's the big difference there. With Jack 7 open, free from the hijack suited potentially, for sure. There you go. Super close. And he actually did check in game, which I find super interesting. All right, guys. So that's it for me. We're going to run this giveaway. Exclamation point, ticket space 100 to get in there. If you're not already, you got 30 seconds to do so. This has been content from Pokercoaching.com. Both me and my man Crazysixes have quizzes on the site already. We create content for Pokercoaching.com along with Matt Affleck, Jonathan Little, who else? Assassinato, Lexi Gavin, Trevor Wade, and Gripst, Evan Jarvis, all of us creating content for that. Free options to get 25 quizzes, a bunch of homeworks, charts, all this stuff, webinars all the time. Make sure you tune in tomorrow as well for Big Sunday. Playing all the big guarantees as well, going after the money, yo. So make sure you tune into that. Jared Jaffe is not a coach. I believe he was just a guest coach, but he does have some good content on there. His overbetting series was amazing. So all of that stuff, make sure you hit the follow button. You get involved in that. I also record this always and put it on the YouTube channel. So here is the YouTube link as well. Bang! So you can rewatch them, and all of the ones we've ever done with and without Crazysixes are on there as well. All right, guys. You guys are in for the giveaway. So now we are going to run it. Closing it now. $10 on either ACR or PayPal if you don't have ACR. And the winner, of course, is Mr. Quark. Quark, whisper me. Let me know if you want PayPal or ACR and your ACR screen name if you want that. And that's it. All right, so I'm going to throw the host over to somebody. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Allie. We're going to throw the host over to Miss Allie. She is hosting the ACR Stormers open mic game tonight. Also, Tier 2 and Tier 3 subs and Team Toe. Let's say 10 minutes. We'll start our subby study group there as well. We'll give ourselves a nice break to get a drink and a snack, and then we'll kick that one off as well. Thank you guys for everything. Throwing the host over to Allie, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Toe, thank you for the host. Whoa, that was loud. What the fuck? Can I get a shout out for Toe?